What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an all new episode of Talkin' Ish, a podcast amongst friends. I am your friendly neighborhood super Negro, aka Mr. Paranoid and Unemployed, Anthony Sterling here, and joining me, as always, are those queens, those beautiful queens of podcasting, starting off with I'm gonna switch it up this time. We're gonna start off with that beautiful rare sunshine.
Yes.
Miss Araya Anderson is in the building. How are you, ma'am?
Oh, that was really fast.
That was two damn Mississippis. I'm
Okay.
tired of y'all questioning my count.
Hello,
It
everyone.
exists.
She said, "Hello, everyone."
I love how she went, "Hello, everyone. Live with it. I am here. Steer clear and get used to it." Oh, it would have been better if you had another form of libation and you could have said, "I am here. Stay clear. I drink beer."
Oh,
But
too
you don't
bad I
drink beer.
don't. I don't.
Yeah,
Rhyme
you don't.
something with gin, because that's what I'm drinking.
Oh
Oh,
Well, let's
God!
begin with
Ooh, you
gin
really want to drink
as
if
we
you're
commit
drinking gin?
cardinal sins to all white women's.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. That's a
You
good
are
one.
welcome.
I
All
appreciate it.
right. And y'all, a podcast is not a podcast without Miss Coretta with the Beretta. Miss Helene Tarragano is in the building. Show your love.
Gang, gang.
Bang,
Gang,
bang.
gang.
And
It's bright in here. Hold on. There we go. A little mood
hey,
lighting.
oh yeah.
Like
Ah, look,
it's glaring
mood.
off my lights. It's glaring off my light skinned forehead.
Well, isn't that something? My T-shirt has literally said what America's about to face. Doom if you reverse it. See, like I'm
oh,
seeing it and it says
it says
doom.
mood.
It says
Oh,
mood to y'all, but for me, it's mirrored. So it's like
Yeah.
doom.
Doom.
So I'm like, yep, gloom and doom, but I'm just kidding. And y'all, speaking of gloom and doom, y'all got to give it up for the priestess of beige rage, the African American princess herself, the slightly annoyed mixed chick. Miss Britt Williams is with us. Show your love. Oaktown. Oh,
Oakland.
Oaktown.
Oh, the Black
Oh,
Panther
Black Panther
Party.
Party.
Nice.
Nice.
Grand
Love
Rising,
the
brothers and
shirt.
sisters. Grand Rising.
No.
No, no.
Said it already.
Even though this is about to become Trump's America, we are not Pillsbury biscuits. No, don't do it. Not right.
I'm gonna start saying
Y'all,
Grand Rising to all the white people I know and see how confused they are, which is really none.
oh, well, you never know. You never know. Y'all, I guess we might as well just get right into it. Enough of the
Yeah.
niceties. Let's just go right into our little random chats of blackness, or this week in black, as I like to call it, TWIB. I might get sued by the
Oh, is
MLB,
that
but
what that means?
yeah, this week in blackness. Um, I just want to see how y'all doing, man. See how everyone's doing. How all of our viewers, all two of y'all, are
Oh
doing
no.
nowadays. Since after this last week happened.
Yeah.
Just a quick little wellness check. How's everybody holding up so
I'm
far?
still going through the 5 stages of grief.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in disbelief. I
Okay.
just after the groundswell of support that I saw, I had no, maybe it's just as me being naive, but I had no idea how many MAGA supporters there actually were in
Mm-hmm.
this country. I had no idea. And I thought it was going to be a close race, but I thought Kamala was going to win. And once I started watching the coverage and saw all the red, I instantly felt like this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like America as we know it is going to change. And it's not going to be a change for the good. It's going to be a change for the bad towards, make America great again, like old school 50s, 40s, 60s, whatever. Like we're going to go back in time and rights are being stripped. He came out yesterday and said he only recognizes two genders and that those are the genders assigned at birth. What about the
Mm-hmm.
trans community? What about the non-binary community? Like, it's not a feeling of inclusiveness. It's a feeling of, this is my America. This is what I deem appropriate. Fuck what everybody. Oh, sorry. I just ruined
It's
it.
okay. Like I said, not holding it against you.
It wasn't me. I just want to say that.
Not
F what
holding it
everybody
against you.
else thinks.
That
And
lasted a good 3 minutes.
I'm sorry. I'm deflated.
Yeah.
I'm completely deflated. That's the only way I can
Like a
describe it.
saggy MAGA titty.
Hmm. So that's
I'm
how I'm
sorry.
feeling.
Just
Oh
deflated.
man. Just wow. No, that's understandable, Rhea. Like seriously. I think you as well as many of us are in that same role. But I already know, Helene, you walked away from being social with us Wednesday.
I did.
Um, I'm glad you took that time, but I'm also glad you came back to us.
Yeah.
Um, we actually had a nice look. We had a nice Wednesday hanging out with Jazz and Jason and Michael, doing the Was It Good Though podcast. Shout out to them.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
y'all
Mm-hmm.
for letting us have that time to kind of forget about the BS that's been happening. And we appreciate y'all. Y'all are dear friends, and we love y'all for it. Um, how have you been holding up since?
It's cool. I mean, I foresaw how Texas and most of the South that we live in was going to kind of go. I That was already,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in the bag. I was very surprised about like Atlanta, Georgia flipping. I was
Mm-hmm.
very surprised about North Carolina. But probably because I didn't really start watching coverage until like 7, 8 o'clock, really almost 8, because I just kind of give all the polls enough time to close before I start watching it because it's gonna piss me off. I was pissed by like 9 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I was an hour into it before I was like, you know what, let me turn it off. And I would come back to it periodically. I woke up during the night and would go back and forth to look at, polls and look at my phone, and it just did not get any progressively any better. And then the company I work for is extremely MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Um, and so I was like, you know what? For my sanity, I'm gonna back off of social media, and I
mhm,
did. But I completely, like, I logged myself out of. I didn't delete them, but I logged myself out of my work Facebook and Instagram pages, and I'm not gonna put them back on my work phone. I
Yeah.
don't want to have the interaction. I don't want to see the interactions. I I just don't want to. I have no
mhm,
need to. I've been able to filter my personal pages because, the algorithm. It's who I follow, who I listen to, who I can kind of filter some of that out. But on my other pages, I can't. So I just don't want
Yeah.
to be privy to seeing any of it. But I will say I am thoroughly enjoying the Salt for Slugs and the what is it? They Eat My Face. The
Oh, leopards. I didn't know the
oh,
leopards would eat my face.
Yes, I
yeah.
didn't know the leopards. I am thoroughly enjoying all of those stories.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's shock. It is shock and awe. And I mean, what more can you say? I
I'm
again.
at the point now to where I am looking for those stories and I am relishing in them and I am sending them out and I
Mm-hmm.
am reposting them because I want y'all to remember. And I have done my part to, like, I got groceries. I get groceries every week. I get gas every week. I cannot wait for this 85-cent gas price a gallon that they claim is going to happen. Gas is going to drop. I don't know what gas is where y'all are at, but right now, gas for us, I got gas the other day at Sam's Club. It was $2.34. And
Girl.
I live in
Yeah.
an oil and gas city. So, like,
Yeah.
when gas price starts to drop, that's when people at these plants start to lose their jobs. So the lower the gas price for us is not necessarily a good thing. Of course, we don't want it to be 4, 5, and $6 a gallon, but we also don't want it to dip so low that then people start to lose their jobs because the per
Mm-hmm.
gallon or the per barrel price has dropped.
Right.
So right now, we're pretty good. Like as far as Houston, Texas goes, like 230-ish, 240, 250, 260, depending on if you're buying regular or whatever. That
Hmm.
means people are still in work and our gas prices are relatively low. Like we're at a good median. But the
Right.
whole, groceries and all that, okay. I can't wait until Donald Trump is telling Kroger how much to sell eggs for.
Right.
I'm waiting on it.
Tariffs.
Mm.
Tariffs will
He
get
doesn't
us there.
understand how tariffs work. So that's going to be all fucked up.
Well, I know. Let's see. We are 10 minutes into the pod, so
Oh, I
I'm
did it
going to
again.
give. Nope, it don't matter.
And look,
I
surprisingly, it wasn't me this time.
exactly.
Look at that.
No, I was about
Who
to make a joke about Brit because I know that's going to be about 40 minutes of wellness. So, um, no, because you deserve to say what you got to say. So, Brit, how are you holding up?
I told y'all, motherfuckers. I told you. I told you. But that's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
What did you
Um,
tell us?
Not just y'all.
Expand
This
on
goes out
that.
to anyone who happens upon this motherfucker. I've been saying for I don't know how long. None of these people are trustworthy. Everyone was really
Oh,
hoping and praying the liberal white woman vote was just gonna get them there. Them
yeah.
motherfuckers don't vote against their own interests. You know this. You know this,
They're white
man.
first.
Yes.
Well,
What I was going. Oh,
okay.
go
Oh no, no,
on.
no, 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 no. This is wellness check. So I'm guessing you're well. We've checked.
Well,
Um,
no. I was gonna say my perspective, kind of like Rhea and Helena pointed out, there are specific things that kind of touch home a little more than others. Not to say that, I mean, I have learned a lot about people, and
mhm.
when a lot of my friends are like, I'm purging, you know, my directory of all the white people I know, I'm like, yeah, me too. Oh, I have like two. Okay, because I purged and I avoid them like the plague. But with that said, I am most concerned about the dissolving of the education system, the public education
Yeah.
system. What I don't think his idiot, poor ass supporters thought about was, bottom line, public school is daycare that
Hmm.
allows you to go out, get a job, feed your family, pay your rent or your mortgage. It stops you from being homeless. Here's the thing. What do we have then? Oh, homeschool? Bitch better get a remote job. And I can almost guarantee you, you probably won't get it because remote jobs are incredibly difficult to get right now. And
That is true.
most remote jobs, you need an advanced degree. Most remote jobs, you can't have kids running around the house. And how you go homeschool and work? Secondly, everybody's like, oh, charter schools. First of all, we only have so many right now. Charter schools can accept and not accept whomever they want.
And
They
Correct.
set up
they're
a
funded by
system.
the government.
Correct.
Not all charter
That's
schools.
that's why
Some are
when Trump,
privately ran.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Some are
why
private.
when what's that woman that was doing charter
Betsy
school,
Betsy
Betsy
DeVos.
DeVos?
Oh,
That's
God.
why people were like, "Bitch, do you even know what you're talking about?" Because one, you've never sent your children to public school, and you have used private school educations, but talking about choice in this and choice for that. The choice is on the school. They can choose not to take your fucking kid.
Exactly.
They
And they
don't
can
have to
kick them
take your
out.
goddamn kid at a charter school.
Right. And they can kick them out whenever they want. They can. What they also don't understand is, by doing so, you are really putting the education system in the hands of the states. You are now creating three narratives in this country about this country itself and its history. Because if you really truly think that the red southern states are going to teach black history, teach history about anybody but themselves, you are high. And if they do teach black history, it'll be indentured servitude. It'll be, a work exchange program. I mean, they'll make up whatever fucking thing they can make up. The middle of the country that voted for Trump, they'll have a version of revisionist history. And then every state that did not will have its own version of history. We are
Britt, you
creating.
need to talk to those folks on a level of which they understand. They can give a rat's ass about history that doesn't pertain to them. What you need to tell them is that the Department of Education is the one funding and helping little Johnny with whatever learning disability he has. It's
Oh, that
because of the
too.
Department of
Yep.
Education that his ass is getting specialty treatment, or that his ass is getting what do you call those, the things that you, oh shit,
IEPs.
yes, that he's getting IEPs, or he's getting small group time, or he's going through speech therapy, or he's going to whatever specialist they have at that school. That is because of the Department of Education, not the funky ass red state that you fucking live in, like Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, fucking Kentucky, that have some of the highest, high meaning high,
Mm-hmm.
not giraffe pussy high, highest needs of the Department of Education, because one, your red state
Breakfast.
already has shitty demographics for education, and they have no goddamn money to feed back into the education system, so they're relying on the federal government to do so. But now you want to turn around and get rid of the Department of Education, who is funding your little retarded ass, and I don't give a shit about it, you can say what you want, your little retarded ass baby that's got to go to specialty classes. And now guess what, he's going to either be with the regular kids, and I guess I can't say regular, average learning kids, or he gonna be at home with your stupid ass, and y'all just gonna be looking at each other missing teeth.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it also this way, when you take away the babysitter, when you take away the entity that serves them breakfast and or lunch,
Mm-hmm.
when you take away the entity that gives them afternoon snack and after school care, when you take that away and you can no longer work, you will eventually have nowhere to go, or it'll be a shit ton of you piled up in a house. You will, and talk about getting rid of social services. There goes your welfare, there goes your food stamps. You will become indigent. You voted your poor ass self into eventual homelessness. You get that? Like, do you get that? And so you will become the people that you don't want. You will become the drain on society. You
Girl, they
did
don't give
this.
a damn about being a drain on society.
Oh
They
no,
give
I'm
a damn about the fact that about black and brown people ain't gonna get free shit, or so they think.
right.
Little do they
That's
know
why
they're
they
wrapped up in
voted
that same free shit.
that. That's the thing. They really still believe that they are different, that their version of poor will be rewarded because their skin is white. I have suffered, the meek shall inherit the earth, and our appointed leader by God, because that don't even get them started. As far as they're concerned, he is appointed by God. Our appointed leader will see our struggle and reward us. He ain't rewarding you with shit, because the only value you ever had was a vote in a swing state. That's all
Mm-hmm.
that mattered. You were nobody,
Oh,
and you are nobody now. And when the white
that's a
people,
bar.
Okay.
That's a
Rhea,
bar.
that is a bar.
You are only a what did she say? You only matter because you are a vote in a swing state. I need that shit on a shirt.
I just want to speak to our Hispanic brothers and
Oh,
sisters.
hold on to that.
Mm.
Hold on
Okay.
to that. Let's
Mm.
hold on. Let's
mm,
before we send this wave.
The leopards will
I
eat your face. The leopards
I
will
do
eat
want
your
to say
face.
I do want to thank some of the folks who text me, which was this is where I wanted to talk about something that threw me off, and I didn't know people were really paying attention to us. But after everything went the way it went, um, once the hand basket to hell was prepped and ready to go straight down to the seventh level, I started getting text messages, and they were like, are y'all saying something? Are y'all doing something? Are y'all gonna talk about this on Wednesday? Are y'all gonna say something? And I'm like, I don't think the ladies want to talk right now. I think
Mm.
right now we just, but first I do want to thank folks who actually wanted to hear how we felt about this. So thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. That really means a lot. As one friend told me, don't you fucking understand? People like you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you for that.
You know what? I do
Um,
love when I am given praise, but with harshness. I appreciate it.
yeah.
I
And I was
appreciate
okay
it.
with it. I was just like, okay, cool. But
Like, bitch, we love you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
and I thank you. But
Yes,
no,
sir.
I was more trying to stay attuned to everything because on my wellness check, I'm the type of person I don't check on myself, I check on others. And I did what I usually do when shit get crazy. I talked to the people I care about. I got with y'all. I made sure that y'all were okay.
Hmm.
I made a small promise as much as I can. I will do as much as I can on what I said in that text message to everybody I sent it to. Um, I doom scrolled, as they want to call it, but I
Mm.
was just reading the room. I really wanted to see what the temperature was on social media, and it didn't make me feel bad. It didn't make me feel sick. I wasn't angry. I turned numb,
Mm.
and it was like this is what you were going to do anyway. And yes, with Brit saying I prophesized this through the Hotepian circles and all of that, it's still to this day will continue. And people are saying, well, this is going to be studied in the history books and somebody wrote it perfectly. There's not going to be history books.
Right.
Thank
They're not
you.
going to be
I was like,
accurate.
They're not going That's not going
it,
to be in the history books because they're going to cover it up and say this was the great change
Our
or this was the
exalted
great
ruler.
revelation.
well,
And
what
they're
it's
going to
going to
make,
be is in our propaganda pamphlet that you have to learn in grade school. That will be the
well,
history book.
true. But also, I also realize, and I used to deny it, politics is religion in America.
Hmm. Hmm.
Politics is religion. It is a belief system now. It is not a system of checks and balances. It's not an executive branch, a legislative branch, or a judicial branch. It is a holy trinity of High Father, judging angels, and horrible prophets.
My
That's
God,
what
we
it
live in
is.
an episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where is
that's
Chuck when you need him to just turn it all around?
Oh, wait,
And
wait, wait, wait. I know we are deep in a dead ass moment, but I just want to let you know that Chuck and Rowena got married in real life.
I know. I just told Jaden that. Isn't that cute?
oh,
I know.
sweet.
They're so
After he
tiny. They're
was
a tiny little couple.
Yeah, after he was getting his ass eat out on the boys. But that's another story. Um,
Is he on the boys? I haven't
yeah.
made it that far. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Is that the
be
one that
ready.
had the duplicates?
Yes. And the pink
Yes.
eye at the end.
Yes.
Um,
Not pink eye.
so
Oh,
oh,
how you
It's
get
the
pink eye?
don't I
Oh,
just
buddy.
said
Oh, buddy.
things we learned. But no, we
The more you
have
know.
bing, 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 bing. Um, we've basically turned an ideology, and not even an ideology, I'm going Trump, a concept
a
of a way
concept
of
of a
life,
plan.
a concept of a plan into a full-blown religious cult. It's religion
Hmm.
now. It is a situation where, and I'm gonna say this because this is where my wellness check got even better. When a friend of mine texts me, "How you holding up?" I say, "I woke up this morning still black, so I'm good."
Mm.
And going into the doom scrolling or just seeing what the temperature in the room was, I have to say this: maggots are sore winners. They
Mm.
are horrible people when they win. They're destructive people when they lose, but they're just horrible people when they win.
Hmm.
And what I saw was Vice President Harris conceding, but being cordial, being
Being
a little
graceful.
rebellious at the same time. But then I look and I see the Fuhrer, Herr Trump,
Hmm.
just going into this, not a moment of, okay, we're gonna get this back, we got it back. Now we're gonna start to implement, this is how we're gonna make your lives better. No, it was just straight up mass deportation, fuck you transgenders.
Hmm.
And as Britt has said, and as many a black woman said, y'all made the bed, now it's time for you to lay in it. And they're not gonna understand until they understand, or until it overstands them. Like, you now you're starting to see wives who are talking about, my husband's not going to get his Christmas bonus. We depend on that Christmas bonus. That helps us with the bills at the end of the year. But the company doesn't want to pay it because the company's trying to stack up on stocks before the tariffs hit. Everybody now, companies are starting to, not as big, and I guess we can move into our roundtable. No, actually want to read some of the comments. Um, but we're gonna see Panic at the Disco. And unlike our black asses who know how to dance through the panic,
Hmm.
our Caucasian, I guess,
You know, they
Counterparts.
start to
counterparts,
unalive themselves when anything gets like that Christmas
exactly,
bonus. Somebody will jump off of a building behind that.
Oh
Hmm.
yes,
exactly.
yes,
It's gonna
yes.
start to get insane, and that is one of the things they just gotta prep for. It's nothing, and as many black women have said on social media, it's out my hands. I can't help you. Don't call me. Don't
Oh
ask me for
yes.
shit.
Black
I can't
LinkedIn.
do nothing for, to quote the great poet Flavor Flav, I can't do nothing for you, man.
Can't do
You are
nothing
on
for
your
you,
own.
man.
There's
So before we get
also
truly into this, oh, go ahead, Britt.
oh, I'm sorry. I just want to say there's also I noticed on LinkedIn there's a movement where black people are saying very specifically, do not call me a POC. I am not a person of color. I am a black person.
Yes.
People of color
Yes.
put us in this situation. People of
Yes.
Yeah,
color,
take me out
we
of
are
that
not
mix.
brethren. Yeah.
The whole
Yes.
BIPOC situation,
Yep.
just leave, keep the B and somewhat the I, because there is something that happened to indigenous people that I think we need to really talk about because they got the
Mm-hmm.
short end of the stick. So take the bi, leave the POC. We'll go our way, you do yours.
Can I
But
talk
I,
to those people for a minute?
give me a second. Let me hurry up. Let me just
Okay.
read a few of these
Okay.
because Briani, the 8.5, made a comment on last week's episode.
Brianni. Big up,
She
Brianni.
said, "Well, it's official. Donald Trump is our president again. It's the beginning of the end."
Hmm.
That came from her. Let's see. Y'all, I'm gonna be old. From the eclectic blurred, who was a huge contributor to the podcast when we were doing the Geek Table Talk on the YouTube channel. Always left some great comments. So I just want to read theirs right quick. Um, Blurred says, "Yo, what's up? It's been a minute. I've been off the app formerly known as Twitter since January 1st. Mental health ish. Appreciate you on that.
Hmm.
So a few things. Number one, I am so glad I am not in the wild in these dating streets. This was from a previous episode where we were talking about dating. Two, I can give a dissertation on culture fit, as well as being a manager. Quick story. At a previous plant job, I was a manager, and the plant manager decided he wanted to cuss to cuss me out while he took me from one end of the plant to the other to show me an issue. I don't know how that plant manager survived because it would have been some furniture moving. Um, we had walkies. I politely ask him, did he inseminate? Oh, whoa. Oh, now I see what he's saying. I politely asked him if he did inseminate my mama's eggs
Because you are not my daddy, bitch.
You are not my pappy. Oh my goodness. And not to talk to me like that. I'm sure he was shocked because I'm the because I am the play the game type of black person. Yep, can't knock him. And three, more than likely, I am taking a trip with someone oh, so they getting up with me. We growing old together. So he's basically going back on dating and loving and all of that. Outside of that, we living our best lives. So I'm gonna end it there. He had so much more to say, and I just want to thank Briani. Another comment that came through said basically we were wilding and we were on one, and that was a compliment. So CB Wonder Jr., thank you for that. Appreciate it. Um, that's all for the comments for now. If y'all want to comment, please post under the video.
Tell us how
Go
you're
into the comment
feeling.
section. Tell us how you're feeling. Wellness check for all those who are viewing. Please let us know. Put it in there. We will read it
Can I
and we
comment?
will.
Who am
Girl,
I? I'm
no.
sorry.
We
I've
know
had my
this.
hand up for 20 minutes.
I know. No, you didn't. I counted. It was only 3 seconds. Rhea,
Yes.
go for it. What are you commenting
Okay.
on?
As a fellow semi Hispanic woman being of Cuban descent,
Oh
I
God.
want to speak directly to my people. When I say
You're
you
too dark
voted
for to be
against,
your people.
well, okay, for the BIPOC community who identifies as white Hispanics or love their proximity to whiteness or believe that they are somehow in the same lane as the white counterparts in the MAGA movement, I just want to give you some information. You can anonymously report your friends and family to ICE by calling 1-866-347-2423 to the Iceland Homeland Security Investigations tip line. Remember, it's anonymous. Get your Abuelita out of here because that's what you voted for, right?
Oh, well, okay.
I'm
I
here
guess
for it.
Brown
Say the
didn't.
number one more time.
Okay, for those who didn't hear it, the number is 1-866-347-2423. It's anonymous, so she won't know.
And let's understand here that when they say that they are getting rid of illegals, nowhere in that statement did anyone ever say that they were doing illegal activity within the country. They
Right.
entered it illegally, which makes
Yes.
Which is
them
an illegal act
illegal.
and a
So
criminal.
they're gonna
We
look
And
don't
it's
at
give a
nine.
shit about like Reyes said. We don't give a damn about your abuela who been paying taxes into
right.
the system for 30 years, who been cooking up tamales with the big fat arm and living her life. Her ass is gonna go, and I am going to stand on my Texas border and clap for her
Yes.
because
Bye.
that is what you voted for.
Adios.
That is
Last
what you voted for because they are not looking at this country based on people of color. They are looking at this country based off of them brown motherfuckers that voted for them. Because guess
Mhm.
what? America is black and goddamn white.
Right.
America ain't black, white, yellow, brown, and shades in between. America is black and America is white. Either you are black or your ass is white. And if you
with a
fall
hint of
somewhere,
red, with a hint of
and if
indigenous.
you fall someplace in the middle, they do not see your ass as white. They
Nope.
will use you for that vote to
Which they
make
did.
your Caucasianness what you want to put on that form that, oh, I'm Caucasian, but I'm Hispanic of nature. No, you are not goddamn Caucasian to them because you are neither white, but you sure as shit ain't black. Because guess what? They know the value of the black people in this country because they want to have shit, they want to be like us in so many entities, and they want to have us to build their country for them. You, on the other hand, are a fucking interloper. You came into this country or this country. I mean, I've heard motherfuckers in Texas say we didn't the border, or we didn't cross the border crossed us. Guess what? No matter how you got to this motherfucker, whether the border crossed you, you flew, you swam, you walk, or you ran, They see you as not us, but sure as shit not them.
Right.
And they will get it back because Donald Trump stood on a fucking platform and said, "You people are taking black jobs." Do
Right.
you think he gives a shit about our black asses? But we tried to fucking tell you. We tried to tell you that him focusing on one particular group, it was going to be some Reaganomic trickle down shit. And guess what? It's going to trickle down to your abuela and your tio and your tia and all the rest of these motherfuckers that y'all didn't want to claim was going to happen because the stories have already started to fucking come out. So
Mm-hmm.
when we sit back and we do not assist you and we don't march with you and we don't have
Oh
brown
no.
pride with you,
Hell
don't
no.
look at none of us to help you.
Bye.
Especially don't look at no black women to fucking help you. Because we tried to
Goodbye.
tell you.
I
And
will
this
say
this
this, and
goes
then
for other POCs too, not just the
Oh, all of them.
Hispanics.
Because
All of
Asians were right there
y'all.
with them. They wanted to get rid of affirmative action so goddamn bad, and now look at their numbers when it comes to Ivy League schools. The shit has fucking dwindled because you wanted to fuck black people so bad out of what you think that we were getting from affirmative action when in fact we really fucking weren't. Our numbers have sustained in Ivy Leagues, whereas yours has dropped and legacies has increased. So you didn't do anything but fuck you. You spited your, what is it? What's the
cut
expression
your
about
nose
you done
to
cut your
spite your
nose
face.
off to spite your
Spite your
face?
face.
So
Ain't
y'all
no
will
And
be
fun,
right
nigga.
there
Bye,
with
bye,
them.
bye.
No, you will
well,
be right. Because guess what? We've been in this country for 400 fucking years. We've
We
been
have
here.
we have citizenship. We have birthright. We've been here for hundreds of years. They cannot do anything to us legally.
Not a
They
fucking
can't.
thing. And
They
guess
can't
what?
kick us
Even
out.
those black people that are not fucking citizens of this country, guess what? Trump ain't focused on them. He ain't worried about Nigerians.
Right.
He ain't worried about Cape Verdeans. He ain't even worried about motherfuckers from the Bahamas or from Turks and Caicos. He ain't worried about them niggas. Guess what he is focused on? You motherfuckers that want to speak some form of Spanish or
Yep.
Portuguese that
Yep.
then came here and took these black jobs. And Ann Coulter even set her raggedy funky ass on Fox News and told, what's that motherfucker's name? Vivek?
Vivek
Bitch,
yeah,
you
Ramaswamy.
Vivek
ain't me.
Ramaswamy.
She stood in that motherfucker's face while he said, I am with MAGA. She said, I don't know why. You ain't one of us. And she told him, period,
Mm-hmm.
point blank, you not one of us. We don't even see you.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know what? I appreciate that. And backdoored that shit with some cuck holding ass bullshit on live goddamn TV, kissing Ann Coulter's ass when she told you motherfuckers, we don't give a fuck about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And now you done voted for MAGA. And now guess what? Your curry eating ass is about to be up out of this motherfucker with the motherfuckers that eat pozole and every goddamn thing else. So hasta la fucking vista, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Brit.
Don't call me for shit.
Yes, Brit.
Um, I
I've been
was
drinking gin.
and I'm really high. So,
Got you.
okay. So what I was gonna say is, let me talk to the POCs for a minute. As one mixed child to mixed in this country, because like Helene said, y'all want to be white so bad that you think if you adopt behaviors, ideologies, clothing, you know, wives, that you will somehow integrate in. And as an other, you don't. You don't. Because you want to know who let me know I was never a part of their community? White people. Never mattered if I was half white or not. White people. No.
That's right. Bark the truth.
He's that was an amen, Bart.
Right.
Amen,
They
sister.
don't want you. And they really don't want you because they see the way you exalt them and they look down on you for it. Your piety to their lifestyle, the way they think, the way their policies are set up, the way their societies are set up, you think that that is the end all be all of just great wealth, great all of these things. Like Elon Musk got it because he was smart. No. And Elon Musk talked to Zelensky, not Zelensky. Was it Zelensky?
Putin. No,
No,
he spoke to
Ukraine.
Zelensky.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did. Trump
Zelensky.
Yeah,
had him on a
He
Zelensky.
call
did.
with Zelensky. This is terrifying. But anyway, and like to what Helene said, also, the fact that y'all didn't learn the last time he was president, because I was reading story after story where people literally, there was this one small town in Texas, and this guy who had been there since he was like 5, and he was in his 60s, and he was a part of the community and volunteer firefighter and on the school board and ran his own whatever store. He got deported, and everyone lost their mind because they were like, but he was one of the good ones. And
Mm.
like Helene said, there was no promise of just the bad ones. It is the illegals. You, whether you call the hotline or not, you sold your family for an ideal of a group of people that will never want you simply because of how much you want them.
One
You
eight
think
six six 347 2423.
you think you think that by that they don't like us because we're inferior. They don't like us not because they want to be us, but we don't want to be them.
Right.
And it
We love our
sticks,
blackness
right, it sticks in
and we
their
stand in
craw.
it.
Well,
They
except
can't
Tim
stand
Scott, Brian Donalds, Candace
We're not
Owens.
talking about the raccoons.
Okay.
it. But
I just wanted to throw it out
But
there.
the killer part is those same ones have been on the receiving end of
Of the hate.
the MAGA hate. And they
Mhm.
still are tiptoeing and tap dancing for the bullshit. Like I can remember that one the gay correspondent that went to the MAGA event and they whooped his ass and he was like, "Well, they're still my MAGA family." What?
No, they don't
what
want
in
you.
the Uncle Ruckus?
What?
What in the Uncle
Right.
Ruckus? Because
How
seriously,
many times does somebody have to show you who they are before you finally believe what they are telling you and what they are showing you? I don't give a shit if you say, "Well, I am a Republican, so I Republican values the da 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 da." Republicans and MAGAs, as we have said constantly, are two different damn things. You can be a Republican without being a MAGA person, but any party where neo Nazis and Aryans and these weird Christian evangelical like women shouldn't vote and this and that and anybody that aligns themselves with somebody, why would you want to align yourself with that same somebody? Like I don't understand it. I have daughters at my house, which I don't, I have all boys. But if I was somebody that was a Republican that had daughters, and a motherfucker came out and said, "You know what? Girls don't need to vote.
Right.
We need to go back to whatever time frame where it went from you did what your father said to you did what your husband said." Because there is no man that I know that has raised daughters within the last 40 years that could look at his daughter and say, "You know what? Don't get an education. Stay at home with me and your mother until some man falls from the sky, then can give you orders, and you go to his house and let him dictate what you do." Where is that happening? And that's the killer part about men and dating today. They will tell you, "Oh, we don't want a strong woman. We don't want an independent woman. Oh, so you want a dependent woman."
Right.
But these
absolutely.
same men will raise their daughters to say, "Don't be dependent on a man. Don't be dependent." So you raising women that future men will not want and that you don't want.
Hmm.
And you're voting for a man who is okay with raising future women that are not heard, not seen, obedient.
Except for Ivanka.
Well, he wants to sleep with her, allegedly.
Yeah.
Well,
Allegedly.
and that's just fucking disgusting all into itself. But I do it's you will you will vote what you claim to be policy, but you're not actually voting factual policy. But in the interim, with not voting factual policy, you are condemning the nation to horrible morals
Hmm.
and
How
then
many
want to claim that this is the God given choice? What Bible are folks reading?
He
out
is
of
here
all
to
those
usher in the
The
people,
Trump Bible.
apocalypse.
out of all those people that she's talking to, how many of them and or you, I know you're not watching or listening, have read through his Agenda 47? How many? How many have taken a look and did a deep dive into his agenda? You haven't, because you don't care what his policies are. You just
No,
see
Right.
this was a vote for whiteness. This was a vote to
Correct.
keep this
right,
country white. They don't care
right,
about his policies. They don't care
right.
what he's saying is insane. They don't care. They want to keep America white again. And finally, some people are starting to come out and say it because they were hiding
Finally,
behind MAGA before.
those text
And
So
that's
now
the
messages.
it's
killer part
marvelous.
about it. Y'all want to keep America white. We Black people been telling y'all for years, we only make up 13% of the population. We
It
have
is
been
white.
steadily at 13% of the population for quite some time. We know that we will never be the majority of this country.
And we're
So we
not trying to
understand what
be.
it is to be the minority of this country and work within the confines of being the minority.
Right.
So cuz the quickest the highest, or how do you want to say it, like the group of people that was coming into this country the fastest and the ones with the most growth were Hispanics. That was who was going to be outpaced to overrun the country ahead of white folks within the
Right.
next, I don't know, 20 or something years. Y'all don't understand that that's what they worried about. Y'all
Right.
can't sit down as Hispanic folks and be like, "Oh, we were on par to outpace them. We was going to be running shit in another 20, 30, 40 years." That's what they worried about. They worried about our black asses.
Nope.
I
Not at
truly
all.
believe
And y'all fed directly into their white supremacy.
And we were voting with you. We were trying to help you, but you can't even help your fucking selves.
Okay. So, and
um
I didn't mean to say it that way. There's other groups that also now, if you break it down and the numbers are out, I think it's finally finalized this morning. Uh, Arizona finally said, okay, they declared Arizona for Trump. So I think it's 300 and something to 226 electoral votes. But the popular vote is something that shocked me because there was a very low turnout this year. Low,
Hmm. Hmm.
okay? But before I want to get into that, I do want to say to oh man, I'm going to give some grace to the Puerto Ricans. They showed up and showed out in New York. They did what they
whoa,
had to do.
whoa, 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 with a caveat. And that
Before
caveat
the
is
okay,
okay.
Britt, please, by all
Nope.
means.
Go on.
No, 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 go, Britt. Give the caveat. Just do it.
Oh, the caveat is a lot of them weren't going to vote for her until the rally.
Yeah. Okay. So again, showed up, showed out, no matter what the asterisk is, and that's how I feel
But he literally
because
had to say something. And
say
it wasn't
something.
even
Well, it
him.
wasn't him. It was a comedian.
Somebody had to say something specifically about Puerto Rico for y'all to
Right.
be like, "Oh,
He really doesn't care. But it has to happen that way. And like I said, New York, they showed out. I ain't talking about Puerto Ricans in Ohio and this, that, and the other, even in Pennsylvania. The the population of Latinos in that area that went full red is only 1%. So those numbers, they're gonna sway. But what I wanted to say was Latino women, 50, what was it, 52% voted for Harris. 38 to 40% voted for Trump. The men on every side showed their ass.
mm-hmm,
Black men, the final numbers are now 77% voted for Harris, 22% went Trump. Where Trump came in, and this is the funniest part because I want to go into it because indigenous people, they are bragging right now. Not the indigenous people, but the maggots and the so called, oh, we knew they were going to do it. 64% voted Republican down ballot. But this is where a caveat really should be shown. A lot of those native indigenous people are white indigenous people. The ones
Of
who
Mm.
call
course.
themselves Cherokees, the
Of
Elizabeth
course.
Warren cousins,
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
and they did speak about the is it the Lumdi or the Lumdi tribe in
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina who had a big turnout that voted Republican. Now, if that
Mm.
is something different, if you're in North Carolina and you're watching, thank you for watching. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But they came out in droves and went Republican, so they're
And the
holding on
Amish.
to this. Well, girl, the Amish, show them a TV, they'll run in fear.
Wait, I
Um,
thought the Amish.
eh, they
Okay,
don't do they don't I think it's them and the Mennonites, but some of them do participate in politics. Um,
then they're not really
I
Amish.
also want to say,
What? That fool
Brish.
said they're not really Amish.
oh well,
They're
Y-
they're
You know
Americanized.
who the like you can't the I don't that whole white indigenous thing just irks my whole goddamn soul.
Mm-hmm,
But like some of the ones that so I am in a group of people, a group of women with my same name.
Mm-hmm.
98% of them are Jewish white women.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say of those 98%, probably 90%
Voted Democrat.
voted Democrat. But that
Yeah,
Yeah.
10% that
Jewish.
didn't,
Yeah,
they were so, the reasons for voting Republican were so, it was solely, it was one reason and one reason only.
they didn't
Because
want a
they
The
black man
said,
telling them
economy.
to do.
no, they said that Donald Trump was the only person that said that Israel, or he put, what is it that he made Jerusalem
Oh yeah,
the
the Abraham Accords. Was it
yes,
the Abraham Accords? Yeah, the
that
Abraham
he
Accords where
made
he
Jerusalem uh
the home of the U.S. embassy.
yes, the home of the US. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem, and that he was the only one that said that he will stand completely with Israel.
Mm.
So I went on a mini rant, and I shouldn't have. That was wrong of me to go on their page because we don't talk politics on like the page itself. And I said, I cannot believe that you women stood on this page, well, not on this page, but like I saw it on your personal
Mhm.
pages, and said that you are voting for this man solely because he says that he is going to, not that he has done it, but that he is going to stand with Israel in a fight in that country. Mind you, I know for a lot of Jewish people it's impactful. Why? I can't fathom because I'm not in that situation. So I don't even
Mhm.
speak to why it is impactful to some and not to others. But you are basing what a US president is saying that he is about on foreign lands, on foreign soil, but not what he is about on the land that you fucking live in.
Right.
I was hot as fish grease. And then I said, you know what? Like people commented and stuff, and I started a little mini war, and then I, it got taken down, and the person that heads the group was like, I love you, but you know we don't talk politics. So I said, you know what? I apologize, and I put an apology up. I said, as loud as my discourse was, I will apologize just as loudly. And they continued to pick at me. Mind you, this is like, and it was only a few. It was really only a few, but it got me really feeling some type of way that I have been in this group of people with my same name who don't look anything like me for almost 24 years.
Mm.
Almost 24 years. And this subject brought out stuff that I have not seen from these women, but even things that I had never even thought about until I was in, in the thick of going back and forth with some of them. And I was like, I'm going to remove myself from this group. And
Mm.
Mhm.
the lady that runs it, lovely lady, lives in Cali, 70, probably 5 years old. Like, she's like, please don't. Just please, please don't. She's like, the majority of us. And I said, you know what? But I have always been an outlier. There's
Mm.
only 3 or 4 black ones of us, and I am one of the youngest. At 43 years old, I'm one of the youngest in the group. I said, I am tired of feeling like the outlier in spaces where I should be comfortable, even if it
Right.
is a cyberspace. I said, I'm going to remove myself because guess what? I have never been and I will never be like any of you all. Even if we do share the same name, and I have been a part of this group for like 24, almost 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And she sent me this very long message. She was like, please just keep in contact with at least the few of us that you really know personally. And I was like, I will try to do that. I cannot promise you anything, but the country as a whole has shown me where me and women that look like me fall in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
And if that means that I now need to surround myself with those women that look like me and think like me, then I will do it.
Right.
And I will do it without feeling bad about removing myself from those spaces.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna say I'm gonna hold what you just said because this is gonna go into what I really want to talk about as a bigger point. But back, I want to kind of go back with the situation with indigenous people, and Arizona is the true proof of. Let me show you how we can fuck up a people. If you don't know, black folks been fucked over for 400 years plus. Indigenous people been fucked over for a much longer time than that. When it came to voting, Arizona passed a law that stated, and this is why. Well, let me go with the law. The law basically states that you have to have a physical address. 125 Easy Street, 274 Lovers Lane, whatever the hell it is. It has to be a physical address, which means the house, lawn, whatever, street has to exist. They passed this in, I believe, 2021, 2022. Reasons being because indigenous folks came out in droves to vote for Trump, not Trump, excuse me, for Biden in the 2020 election. They came out and showed out. We saw, not it's not I'd say a record number because that's the first time we ever saw it. We saw indigenous people go into politics, into the House of Representatives, into state houses. They showed up and showed out. So Arizona saw a decline since that law, and that's been they had an uptick in 2012, and it went down a little bit. Then the uptick kicked in 2020, and they passed this law, and they saw a steady decline to where the
Mm.
double digit numbers started getting lower and lower and lower. So a lot of turnout for indigenous people went down because they didn't have most reservations. They don't have streets. They don't have street
Mm.
names. A lot of them use PO boxes, and you're not
So
supposed to
voter
use a PO
suppression.
box. Voter suppression. You can't use a PO
Mm.
box even for mail-in ballots. Has to go to a home with a physical address. So that was the play. That's where the 64% Trump really kicks in. White indigenous people and actually, and I don't want to say it like that, but yes, full-blooded indigenous folks being fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
My other comment really does go to the uncommitted. And by uncommitted, I mean the Arab American community. I don't hate y'all. I have no beef with you. I do want you to understand that you voted on morals, as many of you said in your TikTok videos
I
and
got
all of
beef
that.
with them. Aren't they the
And
ones
I
that don't eat cow?
no, got it. But my here's where fuck around and find out will now be a moniker that you're gonna have to live with for the
I
next
love it.
four.
Let's go back to that Muslim hate that we had post 9/11.
I
Right.
don't even have that. I don't have that. What I'm saying is, all of you, including those free Palestine people who kept going to the Democratic rallies, who was
Mm.
cursing out Joe Biden, who was
Mhm.
yelling at Kamala Harris, who was
Mhm.
yah yah rah rah sis boom bah. I get it. America, we have the right to protest. None of y'all ballsed up to go to these Trump rallies.
Nope.
None of you went to Republicans who were running Congress, mind you, especially in the House of Representatives, which is where the purse strings are being held. Y'all didn't do it until the week of the election, but sometimes slow people need to catch up. And yes, I'm calling y'all slow. I will say this to you. And there were a few of you who said, "Look, I voted for Harris. It's not the vote I wanted, but it's the vote I feel that can actually get things done in the Middle East." Because I know I can, we can at least try to talk to her in her administration. But for those who said, "Fuck that, I'm gonna vote for Trump as a protest. Fuck that, I'm gonna vote for Jill Stein
Yep.
trifling ass in protest, and fuck that, I'm gonna sit on my couch and watch." I don't know what was the Real Housewives of Dubai.
I don't know how
All
you could
that,
form your mouth to say some stupid shit like that. I'm gonna vote for Trump as a gotcha to the Democratic Party.
and
Once
here's where I
again,
say,
one
But
eight six six
Thank you.
347
Thank you.
2423.
Thank you.
okay, all I'm gonna say is this, and I don't mean it with malice, spite, or hate in my body, because I don't
I
have
do.
much.
Everything he's about to say, I will take his malice and his spite and the
Okay,
hate in my body.
I will tell you this. Just like the Hispanic and Latino counterparts who did the same, you have just cursed your people. You have
You did.
cursed your
Mhm.
aunts, your uncles, the generations who stay in one complex in
Yep.
Gaza, in Lebanon. You have cursed them. And basically, what you just did, you are about to turn. And I don't care if people think I am being hyperbolic, or I'm being overreactive, or I'm being, I'm just trying to be a doomsday person. Listen to me well, and I say this with all due respect. You have just turned the Gaza Strip into a glass island, because they are
Mhm.
going. Benjamin Netanyahu is going to raise that thing to the ground. And I
Right.
don't mean raise it up and elevate it to the sky to Allah. No,
Mhm.
he's going to send it straight. He's going to level it. And that's going to
Mhm.
send Jared Kushner to go start selling beachfront property.
Right.
And if you think
It's
I'm
going to be
saying
cheap
this
as hell.
cheap as
Mhm.
hell, and you think and if you think, "Oh, well, you're just being rude and ugly," no, I'm being honest with you. I really want y'all to understand. Black folks wasn't trying to gain more than we already should have in the first place.
At all.
We
We were
literally,
trying to help y'all.
the
just want to be left
funniest thing in the
alone.
fuck.
Leave us
Exactly.
alone.
But also, we have this really fucked up concept of what we were taught as what democracy was, right?
Mhm.
Even when they were sicking dogs on our ancestors, hanging our ancestors, beating them upside the heads, telling us that we were not human. We were three-fifths
Mind you, that
human.
wasn't that long. That wasn't that long ago.
Not long ago.
Let's not act like that shit was that long ago. This was in our parents' generation that they was still sicking
And
dogs on motherfuckers. My
and
parents.
let's be real honest here. You benefit from the black blood that was spilled upon the streets of America.
That
That
part.
part
You came here on your
be-
own free will
because of
to
what the
get
fuck we
a
was out here in these streets doing.
trying to fight and die for. You came in for a better life that many, our parents and grandparents and great grandparents, were never given the pleasure to have. You benefit from it.
And we never
And
said we
Mhm.
wouldn't share, and we never said we
That part.
wouldn't invite you. We always thought outside of our own group. We always looked to see how
We're too
we even
inclusive.
even in our worst look to see, and I have data to back that up, that most black activists in the 1900s and turn of the century advocated for other groups of people as well when they
Right.
were like they were fighting for their literal lives. They still thought, how can I help others? For so the fact that you know what.
It and
Mm,
I just want to say this, because again, I say this with no malice or hatred. Helene's gonna hold that with me. Is going
Indeed.
to hold it for me. Call your families. Oh, wait, you can't. Israel knocked out all communications. So send smoke signals. Get a homing pigeon. Do whatever you
Mm-hmm.
can and tell your loved ones, the ones you left to come to America, even though many of you are natural born here, but you do have family out there,
Mm-hmm.
tell them to pack up and find safe harbor, find shelter. Because the man that is about to take office is going to let Netanyahu do whatever he has to do
Hmm.
Yep.
to get rid of. And it's sick. It works my last goddamn nerve when people talk about, well, this ain't genocide. Folks like a certain Bill Maher or all these political pundits who are like, well, we do stand with Israel. Yes, Israel has the right to defend itself, but there is a moment where even they are coming off as bullies. Y'all have become the monster that y'all thought and
Mm-hmm.
feared and fought against. You are a fucking incel of a country. You are going in and blowing up
It's a
and
make believe country.
up. Look, you know somebody who doesn't, so say, believe in religion, use the Bible to state Israel's claim as existing? Bill
Hmm.
Maher threw me the fuck off. He's like, oh, but there is a history.
Religious?
Mr. Religious himself. Oh, there's history. The Bible. Oh, okay. So we're gonna use
Mm.
the ink.
The
We're
book
gonna
written
use
by
them
men multiple
again.
times, over and over and over and over and over, and rewritten
The
and
myth,
rewritten and rewritten
the
by
mythical
men.
And the
tome
stories weren't
that
even written while it was going on. They were written 100
after the
years
fact,
later, 50 years
But
later.
I love how these brown people, of whether it be Gaza or Israel or any of these brown countries, do not recall Donald Trump's first go at his
of kicking their ass
Muslim
out.
ban.
Yeah,
Now,
Right.
regardless of if you were Muslim or not, were you Sheik or Sikh? Excuse me. Were you Sikh? Were you Arab? Were you Iranian? Were you Turkish? Because to them, it's all
It's all the
Muslim.
same. It's all the
yep.
same.
It's all fucking Muslim.
All in the same
So
gang.
regardless of how whether you were wearing a turban or some robes, or your wife had on a what do you call it, a headscarf,
A
or
hijab,
she had a
Hijab.
a
full
burqa,
hijab on,
with a
it's
burqa,
all the same to them, darling.
and to my young sisters, not a Birkin, a burqa. Just
A
wanna,
Uh,
burqa, yeah.
yeah.
I have
It
a
is
How the
few
fuck she got
all
a
the
Birkin?
fucking same.
If
I have a
you or
few
your
Sikh
family
friends.
know of a Arab family, the number is 1-866
Oh,
three
no.
four seven
I
two
can't stand
four
Rhea.
two three.
I was
Get them
going to
all out of
say,
here. Get them
can I
all out.
okay, can I say that a couple of my Sikh friends that I have, they are they voted Harris 110%, and they constantly talk to me about the the racism in the community and just issues that they have with their own community. And
Get them
it is
out of
Hmm.
here.
Not everybody.
Everybody, there's
Get them out.
collateral damage. Get
Yep.
them out.
Oh damn.
This is a black and white nation, mostly a white nation with some blacks peppered in. Get
And a
them
little bit of
out.
indigenous fry bread. But
Because
again,
what is the thing now? It's the, like, even if you got your papers but you ain't a full citizen, what is it called?
yeah,
yeah.
naturalization,
Yes.
naturalized.
If you're not
Oh
a
And
yeah,
guess
they
citizen,
they
what?
Roll it
they getting
back.
Y'all
rid of that.
getting the
Yep.
fuck out too.
Roll it back. 90-day fiance. Bye bye.
oh
Yeah.
no,
Wait, y'all. That
no.
means if they do that,
DACA. Bye bye.
yeah. Oh wait. Bitty bitty bye
I'm a
bye.
dr- I'm a dreamer. You gonna dream on a plane, bitch. See you later.
Dream,
Bye.
I
Wait.
Lisa.
But
truly
does that mean
believe
we do we lose John Oliver and do we lose Trevor Noah? I hope not.
No, because he's black
Nah,
and John Oliver's white.
Okay.
but I
nah.
Just one.
truly, truly, honestly, stop it. I truly believe. I believe this, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I believe in my heart of hearts that Everyone who is not a part of the 1% who voted for Trump, the top 1% in the country, truly believes that there is a roll out there somewhere with their names on it so that when all the awful things come to pass, it will skip
Hmm.
by them. It's like Santa's, good and naughty.
Naughty list and nice list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they think they're on the Trump good list. And he's just going to go,
Oh,
oh,
I
not
love
that
it.
house.
Well,
I
look
Unless
at
you're
really
a
actually
white
believe that, though. I
Christian
believe that,
evangelical male,
I
they
love
don't
it.
give a shit about you.
Did you
well,
oh,
see? I know y'all saw the news report of the lady whose husband was in the military and her ass got deported back to Mexico for 3 years, and and her husband voted for Trump. She gets
yep.
deported for 3 years, and it was because of the bill that Biden passed that allowed her to come back into the country for 1 year, that she
Mm,
was allowed to come back. She got deported in 2018.
hmm
damn.
Biden and
Well,
them let her come back in like 2022. So, and she's supposed to come back for, or it might have been 2023. She was able to come back for
mhm,
1 year. And like, I want to say it was 2023 because her year is about to be up. See you
yeah.
later, bitch. Go on
I
back.
will
Bye-bye.
say,
Well,
I
if
have a,
go
oh,
ahead.
I was going to say, I have a friend of mine who's from a country where his family was able to come over. And also,
Hmm.
my daughter's father was under the same situation because of the Sandinistas and all of that, because America had
Hmm.
created the situation. So they allowed this amnesty program. And so we had a
Yeah.
conversation last summer about this actually, where I was like, why would you guys vote Republican? Why do so many people vote Republican? And I was told, I know for my family and I know for the people that are around me, whatever political party was in office at the time of whomever was allowed to come over, there's a,
Hmm.
a feeling of allegiance. And
Yeah.
hmm
with that, when they are finally
hmm
able to vote and they can vote, they vote with that allegiance. They don't vote about the issues.
No.
And as
Well, it's the
terrible as
same
that
thing with
may
black folks.
sound, they vote with their heart. Not because to
Hmm.
them, this party saved me, they will always save me.
Right.
hmm
But it's like with black folks when slavery ended and they were able to become political, they were Republicans. They
Right.
revolutionized and grew the Republican Party by leaps and bounds.
But
Once
Republicans
Reconstruction
was
died,
different though,
that
because
that
Democrats and
well,
Republicans.
I was
Oh,
getting to that if you would have
sorry,
let me.
sorry,
Um,
sorry.
the thing is that the great Dixiecrat migration from the Democrats to the Republicans after what bill, ladies and gentlemen? The Civil Rights Bill of 1964, which
hmm
Strom Thurmond told LBJ, you gave them niggers a goddamn law, you're not going to love what's going to happen. And he was right because for the few years after LBJ, it was Republican. You had Nixon, then you had Ford. You had a little tiny taste of Carter, and then it became Reagan,
Reagan.
and it we became a much more conservative country. So black folks switched parties. Many did by the droves, right? You still have black Republicans, not
Your
saying that
coons.
but- true, but the thing is that loyalty can only go so far. And with everybody saying it's just like with the Cubans, Miami Cubans, Florida Cubans. They vote damn near 90% or more Republican because it was Reagan in office when Fidel said, get y'all ass out of
hmm
here.
Yep.
hmm
Reagan's like, well, come on through.
Yeah.
And Reagan and Trump are two different dogs. Reagan welcomed a lot of immigration. Why? Because it built the workforce, made more money, made more people rich. Not for the immigrants, but
Right.
for the companies and the already
But they
wealthy.
didn't think long term that things would be like press one for English, press two for Spanish. They didn't think that long term.
Right.
And because no one thinks long term, it's now a problem. It's now an issue. And if you want to defeat that issue, call 1-866
Hmm.
347
Stop. Stop, man.
2423.
Stop. We are not
Okay.
going to be like the dog. We are not going to be the rabid animals that we are now facing with because,
Why
yes,
not?
Bullshit.
We
You know what?
lost.
well,
And
I'm mad. I'm
a
salty.
motherfucker tried to tell me the other day when I told him, I was like, you know what? There's not going to be any more. Oh, you can just call Helene for help. No, because Helene's not going to help you. I'm not going to
mhm.
allow my knowledge to assist you in your mediocrity when
Oh,
half
you
the
took
time
my
you make more
advice.
money than me.
You
Most
Right.
you took a
definitely.
okay.
And so I said that to him, and he was like, he gave me a Michelle Obama. When they go low, I said, no, no, no. When they go low, we have done this. We have gone high. We have gone high repeatedly. Now it is time to literally drag them to the depths of hell.
Yep.
And he was like, well, you don't want to turn into what? I said, I'm not turning into shit. I said, I'm going to do my job
Mhm,
to the best of my ability. My job is not going to waver, but am I going to allow what I know to assist you?
mhm,
No, I'm not. You can either live in your mediocrity or you can learn what the fuck I know and get on my level, but I'm not going to assist you in getting on said level. And
yeah.
he's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, I mean, I understand that, but I said, there's no but to it. There's no
It's
but.
Right.
period. There's a period. It's over.
Period. Point
Sentence.
blank.
Yeah. Um, I do want to talk about the votes and everything. No longer are people yelling to get rid of the electoral college. Because Trump won both the popular vote as well as the electoral college. So that now it not this was a free and fair election, even though his goofy ass got on social media the night of and said, I'm hearing there's cheating in Pennsylvania. But you have won Pennsylvania, you
But you
dumb fuck.
won.
We're in
So
Pennsylvania.
what
Sorry.
Right.
the craziness is, and this is where I say bragging on a as a Trump supporter is kind of null and void for me. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make you superior to me. Trump didn't win as big as people want to make it seem. He
Mm.
got the same amount of votes he got in 2020.
Mm.
Kamala Harris has 70 million. He has 74 plus, right? It's pretty
Mm.
much the same number he got in 2020. And he lost 3 million votes, mind you.
Mm.
13 million votes. Because keep in mind, Joe Biden won by 80 or 81 million votes to
Mm.
his 77, right? 13 million votes did not show up. 13 million voters chose not
Sat
to
this one
vote,
out.
sat this
Mm.
one out.
Wait,
Mm.
I do want to say something because I watched a TikTok video from this young woman who lives her home is based in Georgia and she spends half the time in other areas, and she requested her absence her not her abs her absentee ballot,
Mail-in.
her mail-in ballot on
Or was it
time.
the one that said it never went through
Right, she took a flight.
when she went to check the status? Yeah,
Yeah, she had to go back.
yeah.
She ended up flying
And
back. So if you think what
I
happened to
requested a
her,
mail-in ballot and never received it.
here's the thing, what they're counting on is for people to go, I just didn't get it, and just not vote
Right.
and not get
right.
up and go, or they can't
But
get up and go out.
I didn't get it, so I got my ass up and I went out and
Right.
voted.
But the
Yeah.
elderly, the people
Right. The
who,
shut-in
right,
can't do that.
right, or there's so they did that so strategically. And as
Mhm.
long as we allow them to continue to do what they do and we continue to take the high road or strongly suggest, and we might not even have this
Mhm.
opportunity again because he is doing everything in his little power to make sure he is the last president we will ever have. Okay, so
Look here. I'm not giving reprieve to
hmm?
nobody.
Oh,
Fuck that shit. I don't want to hear about your mail in ballot not coming to your goddamn house. Because, and I understand there is a small sect of the community that is shut in, can't get out, whatever the case
Hmm.
may be. And I will say, the way that my dark ass mind works, when I saw that Quincy Jones had died, my first thought was, I hope his ass voted before he
Rest in peace to
died.
Quincy. Rest in peace to
I'm
Tony Todd.
like, the small percentage of those that are probably shut in or can't get out or whatever the case may be did not equate to 13 million goddamn votes. It
No.
didn't.
Oh no,
I don't
no,
give a
I know
fuck
that.
what you say.
No, I
Nowhere, and I'm
know
not, no, 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 I'm not saying, no, I'm not saying that Britt said that. I'm just saying Brit is being forgiving of the percentage of those that legitimately, oh, they can't leave their house. Fuck all y'all. How about that? I'm gonna group all of y'all into this monolith like you group our black asses into a monolith, and I'm gonna say fuck all y'all. Because when there's a will, there's a goddamn way. And for the black people that want to claim that they are shut ins and you are old enough to remember having to pay to go vote, there should be nothing but a goddamn heart monitor, literally keeping you from going to a ballot. Because if there is a way that you can get your old ass up on a walker or in a wheelchair, you should have got the fuck up. So I don't give a fuck about none of y'all because 13 million people that didn't fucking vote, 13, and y'all were doing this shit out of spite. You weren't doing it. You weren't doing it to just because you couldn't. You were doing that shit out of fucking spite.
Well, now
You were
they won't
doing that
have
shit
to.
because you didn't like the way that you think that Harris became the candidate. You were doing that shit because you didn't want that brown, black, whatever color you want to call her ass woman to get into office. Because you know what? The fact that Hillary Clinton got more votes when she ran, and she
Mm-mm.
was so enthralled. She
She
Then
she
yours.
won the
no,
popular vote.
no,
She
she
won
won
the
the popular
popular
vote,
vote.
but she didn't get more votes than Harris. Harris outperformed
Did she?
Hillary in 20. No, Harris outperformed Barack in 2012, and they said she outperformed Hillary in 2016.
Okay,
Okay.
well
Even
I
though
take that
Hillary
back
did
then.
get the most votes out of both,
Yeah, she got
if
the
I remember
popular
that right,
vote.
she got the popular vote. She outperformed both Barack and Hillary. Now I'm just throwing that out there because I
Excuse
just
me.
With
wanted to throw
with
it out
with
there.
how many months? She only had a few months to run her
Bitch, months.
campaign.
That much I can't even. You can't even measure that shit in months. That bitch had what 110
100
days or
and
some shit.
Right,
110,
right.
120 days.
I wanted to
Go,
really
Brit.
also speak to the people that did the goofy votes, the people who, and I do know people who voted because of the STEMI, um, the people who decided to write in someone's name, or the people who just knowingly, ignorantly vote for with just no real forethought. Why would you ever step into a voting booth and make a choice that affects a nation
B, why
without
would you step into a voting booth and write in the name Dwayne the Rock Johnson like once like somebody that I work with did? Go like
Oh,
that right
that.
who's it,
See,
Milton?
I always
but
joked
no,
about it,
seriously.
because yeah, people. I was one who did believe in the none of the above, because there were some states that actually had
California had
none of
that.
the above or no confidence.
Oh,
Um, some states, I don't know if all of
interesting.
them did. Um, I was a fan of that because if enough people say no confidence, that means or none of the
Okay.
above, that means you got to start this all over. Get better
Right.
candidates, right?
But we're not going to get that. And
We're not
not
going to
this
get it.
time, at
It's never going
least,
to happen.
is not a
No.
good
No.
time
But
to do that.
for me, I always joke when people say, "Who you vote for?" I say, "Man, I voted for old dirty bastard because dirty's for the children. And if
Okay.
someone's for the
Dirt
But
children,
McGirt.
you
dirt
think
don't
I
hurt."
don't want to
Dirt
vote
But I
for
McGirt.
never did it.
Cornel West? Cornell West was on our ballot. You think I didn't want to vote for
Cornell
Cornell
West was on
West?
our ballot.
Right. You
I
think
was
I
not voting
didn't
for
want
Cornell
to?
West.
Cornel
Wait,
West was not on our ballot.
He was
Oh
on
no, he didn't.
mine.
They kicked him out of Texas. They didn't make.
but
I don't think he had enough
I was like, wait
funds
a
to
minute,
get
I do
that.
not recall seeing Cornel West on my
Yeah.
goddamn ballot.
and to
I
be
mean, I
honest with
think he was
you,
on mine. I saw Jill Stein.
right?
Hmm.
I had Jill Stein, Cornell West, Ryden, and the none of the above thing. But the thing is, If I had confidence in both of the candidates that were running, yeah, I would have voted Cornel West. But it is not about my cute little moment of protest. This is
Right.
about the fact that we're all stuck in this country together. We're here. We're here. So unless you have the money to get out and get out soon, we're here together. And either we're going to get fractured and fractured bad, which is going to happen when they get rid of the education system, because people are going to lose jobs in droves. People are going to become homeless. It is
Oh
going to
yeah, he
become
wasn't on my ballot.
anarchy
Mhm.
and chaos. Okay.
And
But
you
the thing is, if you helped this crazy system to be what it is right now because you never really pay attention to the candidates, or you write in Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or or I don't know if you all remember, Harambe was a halfway decent candidate once upon a time in a
The
write-in. If you
gorilla?
yeah,
Yes, girl,
yeah,
yes.
What?
It got like
yeah.
200, 300,000, like something. That was ridiculous.
They
How many
only were mad
fucking people?
because Harambe got killed over a black child.
okay, but what I'm
Okay, sure.
but the whole issue is, if you voted because he gave you a stimmy check, if you voted for stupid ass or just willfully ignorant reasons, no complaints. None.
They
Mhm.
I
broke
would
down
prefer
that
none.
stimmy check and they were like, if you voted for somebody for another 4 years over a $1,200 check, you seek to receive 36 cents a day for four
That
years.
part.
But
Fucking
that
idiots.
does but that does save a starving child in Africa.
And then you have to pay, and then you have to pay it back at the end,
Yeah.
Right.
during your fucking taxes,
If
like
But
a
you pay
fucking
taxes.
idiot.
and you see a lot of this, and I want to talk about this because the campaigns themselves. Trump had 2 years of exposure.
Right.
He never
Mhm.
disappeared. When he
Never.
made his decision in 2022, he didn't just pop out of the blue and say, "Hey bitches, I'm back." Trump was still in the news from 2020, 2021, 2022, and so forth. And the media, and I'm just gonna say this, I'm not one of them goddamn lame stream media. It didn't matter what media you watch, from NBC to Fox News to OANN to bumfuck.com, whatever you was checking out, Trump was there. Trump did something that no other politician had did, especially in this election with this campaign. Trump didn't have to work hard. Trump truly
Right.
showed mediocre rich white man failing up.
Yes.
Well,
And
Yes.
that's
he
I was going to say
go ahead,
that's
Britt.
because he all he had to do was retain his audience. He had to retain
That's what
who
he
he already
did.
had, and they would suck others in. Harris had to convince an
Hmm.
Right.
audience.
But you know what's real funny?
In 3 months.
The 10 million that didn't show up for Harris, you know who that consisted of mostly?
Who?
Middle-aged suburbanite white men. You know
I'm
who
not
they came out in
surprised.
droves for? But you know who they came out in droves for in 2020? Joe Biden.
Of
So now
course.
the question
So
is,
it's because it was a woman and a woman of color at that. How dare she?
Absolutely. She is
and
everything. She didn't have
How
children.
dare
I
she?
thought I
She didn't have
thought Tim would help that situation out.
No, it's still a black woman leading it.
Yeah, I thought Tim would
They
help.
can't.
Now, I have
They
heard some
can't do it.
takes that say Uncle Joe should be like, you know what, I'm unfit. Let's turn
he should have
Kamala
did
into
it
the
long
president
earlier. He should have did it early. Yeah,
for
like
the
just
next
say, you
couple
know what?
months.
Right.
President Kamala Harris, I'm done, y'all. Peace out. There are others who are saying, look, Joe, go into Super Saiyan Dark Brandon. Go balls to the
Fuck
wall.
yeah.
You
Balls to
have
the
you
wall.
have immunity. The
Hmm.
president is immune. Make Ted's the Supreme Court, Ted's the
hmm
Republican House. Go crazy with your executive orders. Make those lawyers work to the point that they don't have enough time to work on stuff to get Trump's stuff done. Now, is Joe Biden
but
going
he
to do
won't.
that?
No.
Absolutely not.
You know
I don't know
why? Because
why.
the days of politicians
I don't
We
know
always play
why.
doing
fair.
what their constituents
Stop it.
want
He needs to cut it out. Cut it
ended
out.
right after the Constitution.
Dude,
That
I
is
would go
the
out
biggest
in
fallacy.
such a ball of glory. It would be
Yeah.
Right.
fucking ridiculous. He's already, look, the man is already old. He has lived his life. He has buried a wife. He
He
has
better
buried a kid.
he
He
better pardon his son. That's what he
I
better
would,
do.
bitch, I would go out in such a, they would be talking about me long after I died, long after my children died. You know what the fuck Joe Biden did on his last 2, 3 months
But
of
he
presidency?
won't.
He did, he pardoned this one and he pardoned that one and he said this and he did that. I would go out like a G.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
said the same
Asada
thing about
Shakur, come
Obama.
home.
That
We said
part.
the same thing about Obama. We
Well, we
always say
knew
the
Obama
same thing.
couldn't know. Obama was, first of all, Obama was too goddamn young to do that. Obama still had years and years and years upon his life as a healthy man, just the outlook of him. He could not be the barter. And then he could not have that asterisk next to his name as being the only black man. Joe is just another white man.
But he's not
That
going
is
to
what he
do it.
is. And he's another old white man.
Right. But he's not
And
going to do it because they don't, in the end, they don't really care. They're all out for their own agenda. And when they're at the end of their run, they are stacking up whatever time they have left. And they want to
I
make
need
sure the
Petty
vote.
Joe.
Right.
And
Petty
they want,
Joe.
well,
I believe,
yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I believe in the petty. We talked about that a few shows ago where I was like, yeah, you better help your people, you know,
Well,
seriously, but they're
they
not going to do it because in the end, it's
right.
about them. It's not about us.
It's the legacy. And I think like with folks
Man, fuck
saying,
that
all right,
legacy, Joe. Your son's a crackhead. We already know that. The motherfucker is a drunk and then showed his dick to everybody that will see it. Go out like a G, Joe.
Jill is like, I am tired of being
Shit.
embarrassed. She's like, you better sit
by his
Shit.
down.
fuckery. But again,
Dr.
Jill
Jill will be okay. Go out
Jill
like a
better
G.
she better put
they
it on
wanted
him and convince him.
well,
Hell
I think
yeah.
they wanted him to stack the courts. Put 13, like stack it to
I
13.
think he should.
Put term limits on the court. Make
He
Term
those
needs
limits,
executive
to.
term limits,
term yeah,
term
put
limits,
term
term
limits.
Definitely
limits.
needs term limit. Even if you don't stack it, which would be great, put term limits on these
Term limits on them.
motherfuckers.
Right.
Now,
Please.
And nobody and
but Trump can
what?
overturn all of that now. He can do anything to anybody anyway once he's in office. So stack the courts. He can turn around and he can say,
And
it doesn't.
and he's got the House
Mhm.
Not yet.
and the
He doesn't
Senate.
have it's not approved. It's not official. The Senate, yes.
Nigga.
House, I I'm gonna keep one
Look at
little
my
piece of
face.
hope up. I know. Um,
Let's
again,
not forget who breaks ties in the Senate. Let's not forget who, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
it's him.
that's what. But
Apparently
no,
nobody,
no,
because don't nobody know what the
no.
fucking vice president does anymore, since they think the Kamala's supposed to be out here running legislation and shit. So apparently don't nobody break ties.
You know
It's
what's gonna
just
be
it's
funny?
fucking willy nilly.
Everybody's gonna be a civics and
Shit.
American history major. They're gonna know exactly how the three branches of the United of government is gonna be once
Cause you
Trump gets
sure
in
as
office.
I'm gonna be asking
Because
every 6 months. So what Banston done lately?
Right.
well, you know he's the vice
What
president.
laws has he passed?
Didn't y'all ask that of Kamala? But
Didn't he fuck
again,
a couch to get to the top?
that's what I heard.
You know what I'm
But
curious to
again,
see? I'm curious to see the how soon the
I
history
gotta stop
books
drinking gin.
yes, you do.
how soon the history books in the red states start to in the hardcore red states start to change and morph and be different. And honestly, I see there's going to be a lot of state control and a lot Tommy's crazy. A lot of state control. I also
He's doing
think
some
that
weird shit.
no, I really believe that it's going to come down to the states. And I'm also utilizing
States'
the
rights.
electoral college map for all the votes as my sundown state map. And then if I have to be in a
Mhm.
state, I'm going to use them counties to see where the hell I should and should not go. Because at this
Yep,
point,
that's what T.S.
if
Madison
Man,
is doing.
that
T.S.
states' rights
Madison,
shit is such fucking bullshit.
T.S.
Because if
Madison
you,
is doing a tour, and she's only going to blue states now.
as she should, and if you really want to keep some shit to states' rights, you would let us vote on that fuck shit, even though Florida fucked up as usual.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
why?
Florida
And
Here's the
fell.
thing: if you want it to be states' rights, why are you mad at California? We're doing exactly
right,
as we should. We're taking care of ourselves. We are
you're
That
girding
making a
part.
good
ourselves
argument for
to
me to
That
take
move to
part.
care
California, Brent.
of
Yeah.
our values, huh?
I said you're making a good argument for me to move to California.
Oh,
Well,
but
I
it
mean, you have
Newsom said it. It was an immediate.
yeah, we're
It
gonna
was
protect
no.
ourselves
Yep. We
and
have
we're
the
gonna do what we
largest
gotta do.
GDP. We feed y'all, but go ahead and shit on us. You think
Bitch.
as a
And
president
that's another thing.
we
California, are y'all listening? Gavin, with your sexy ass. Hey, stop feeding these motherfuckers. Let them go hungry, Gavin. Let them go hungry. What did that
Well,
bitch, which queen said it? Let them eat toast, or beans, or
let them
fruit.
eat
What did
cake.
that
Let
Let
part?
them
them
eat
eat
cake.
cake.
Let them, nigga, let them bitches eat sardines. Don't give them shit. Stop making all the revenue that y'all are making in California and divvying that fucking shit out so they can just turn around and talk about don't how they do in Texas. Don't California my Texas. You know what, bitch? Y'all love to talk that hot shit until a goddamn storm hits, and then you start asking the federal government to fucking help you and asking other states to come out and help you funky asses because our lights done been out for a month or the fucking city done fucking flooded. So
Mhm.
nah, Gavin, stop feeding them. Cut it
So,
off.
so Gavin, the governor of Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, as well as, and I feel bad,
And
the
I live
gov,
in a red state, Gavin. Cut them the fuck off.
as well as the governor of Illinois, both came out the day after and said, "Fuck around, find out."
That part.
Illinois said, "You will not infringe on us. You will not bully your way into this state." Because first thing that came out of everybody's mouth was the mass deportation
Yep.
statute. Stephen Miller, who looks like a reflected Mr. Potato Head, went and posted all up on social media showing that, hey, the denaturalization plan that we did back in 2020, well, that's full go now. We're finished.
He looks like
2025.
Slender Man.
He looks like an inchworm. But again, all these things that y'all didn't want to pay attention to because it was the economy. Let me put this in perspective for you.
You mean Biden's economy?
Oh,
Obama's economy?
again,
Oh, okay.
inflation is down at 2.4. Well, the interest rate and inflation 2.4, and it's really the interest rate. Inflation is still up, but not as bad. But that inflation is stated by private companies. Your
Mm.
eggs are $5 and $6 because Kroger doesn't want to drop the prices because they know you're going to go out and buy it and that they're going to make a fuck ton, not a shit ton, not a buttload, but a fuck
A
ton of
metric fuck
money,
ton.
a metric fuck ton of money. So name a corporation that literally sits there and says, "Nah, we don't need all that money."
That one
Name
dude
one.
that gave it was one guy who gave everybody in his corporation, small company, a raise and raised all of
Hmm.
their yearly salaries to what, like 90 to $100,000. And
Hmm.
then come to find out, not only did he make more money hand over fist, but he was able
Yeah.
to keep like the attrition rate. He kept everybody that he gave raises to. His company had low turnover. They all made more goddamn money and they were
Mhm.
happier for it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's one.
One dude.
One dude. So again, you voted against your better interests. You
Hmm.
voted against your interests. You're talking about, well, eggs are $6, bacon is $7. And this is where I agree with Bill Maher. Shut the
Do you know
fuck up
what's
about bacon.
free, Anthony?
Common sense.
Nope, that
One
ice number.
eight six
I
six
knew it. I knew it.
347
Yeah.
2423.
So
Yes.
I still I'm no longer baffled. Like I said, I'm not angry. I'm just numb. And what's gonna come of this is what comes of it. I do not want to hear, well, we survived before, we can do it again.
This
Why
is
No,
do
we
we have
didn't.
to just
Many,
survive?
well,
Why is just minimal survival what we are
Sugar and
shooting for?
surviving. Good
well, but here's the thing.
times.
Many of us didn't survive Trump's candidacy. Excuse me, presidency, because he was in office. Many of us did it. I lost two family members to
COVID.
COVID
Yeah.
because of the ineptitude of his administration. The fact that they got rid of the pandemic, or at what they say it was epidemic, but it was actually a pandemic plan, which had everything written out by the previous administration, the Obama
Right.
administration,
That
because
he
they created it
refused to follow.
to curtail Ebola that actually finally hit America, and they stopped it. And it was sitting there. And now you have reports saying that Trump gave ventilators and all kinds of stuff to
oh
Vladimir
to
Putin.
yeah, he
Mm.
did. He gave COVID tests, all that stuff. He gave it to
Yeah,
them.
COVID tests.
Are you watching that Roy Wood show on
Yes,
Max?
that, but I have news for you? Yeah. Have
It
I
is
got news
so
for you? Yes,
good.
but I also read it. The New York Times did a story about it.
But
This this is a
I was going
no, I don't want to even no, go ahead, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say people forget what a second term means. Your
But
second term
not just a
means
second term, a second term that had, and I believe him, learn from the mistakes of the
right.
first term
Absolutely.
and how to
But
fuck it up right.
Nope. We
but
gonna
How
fuck it up
to
even more. Second
for
time around.
president,
We
a
don't have to
second
vote
term,
anymore, though, guys.
right? Well, a second term for presidents. Let's say for some reason he ends up not becoming our fat little
Exalted
mushroom
ruler.
dictator.
Führer.
Yeah, our
Ew.
mushroom cap
Mein
Führer.
Führer.
But let's say he can't. Presidents look to their second term to do everything they actually want to do because they don't
that
Correct.
they
have to
couldn't do
worry
in their
about
first.
reelection.
Yep.
And because
Right.
There you
Right.
go.
and when you are top heavy in the Senate and you're top heavy in Congress, you're really not worried about impeachment. And
Right.
now that it has been stated by the highest court in the land that he could get into his Secret Service limo the day after he takes office, walk into your home, whoever you are, pull out a gun and shoot you. And because he throws a piece of paper on you and says, haha, vote, that all of a sudden becomes in office behavior. If he knows he has that kind of unrestricted power, you really think that he is not going to take down everybody for the few
All his
that he takes
enemies.
care of. Not just that. We
Oh,
know
you mean
all
how he stood on a podium and was like, "I'm gonna shut down news organizations that
right.
Yeah.
disagree with me"?
You're
Right.
Yep.
cannon fodder. If you want to look at the Philippines, look at the way their news media is handled. Mass
That
murder.
part.
It's
Okay.
state news.
Right.
You
But
sounding.
there's
I was gonna say
still
you sounding
law.
real. What's the little fucker's name? Young Jung
Kim
Un,
Oh,
Jong
Lil
Kim Jong
Kim?
Kim Jong.
Kim Jong
Un.
Young.
Lil
Yeah,
Kim.
Yeah.
Lil Kim.
you sounding real little Kimish when you start saying some shit like that.
But that's even in the Philippines, they have independent newspapers and media sources and to show that they're free, but what they print is still controlled. And that is why they kill. That's why they kill their reporters, they kill their media people. This is what he's looking to do. You really think because you look similar to him or he shares your values. He doesn't share your values. He doesn't have
He has
values.
no values except
Right.
for himself.
He is a
He
con
had
man.
none to begin
And
with.
he
He
wants
just
No, he's the Messiah.
he
well,
He
ran
was
for
brought to
office
he was brought to
so he
us
could
by
stay out of
God.
prison. He wants immunity
Mhm.
so he can stay out
That's
of
it.
prison when he's
That's it.
sentenced. in a
And
couple
that's
of
the other
days.
thing I can't stand about religion is that what Helene just said. Oh, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I can be as terrible as I want. If enough religious people back me, all they'll say is, "Look, Jesus doesn't pick the best; he picks those who are called." And then they go down the list of all the awful
Because
men
they
that did
think
horrible things.
the evangelical Christians think that he's going to usher in the
Right?
apocalypse, and that's what they want. They want Jesus to return. They
Yes.
want this fairy tale to be true,
And
and
here's the
Mhm.
thing:
that's why they elected him.
heaven's black. I hate to tell y'all motherfuckers, are surviving our hell on earth. So that's fine. When Black Jesus comes back,
Well, thank you, Britt, for bringing that all up. Now you just gave them the plan to gentrify the afterlife. Way to go. You see, you can't hold water on your tongue. You got to tell everybody the business, man. Come on. We had a shot. We had a shot. Sorry, Black Jesus, but the mulatto fucked it up.
But do
Um,
you notice how nothing was wrong with the system, the judicial system, until Donald Trump came along?
of
Right.
course
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Nothing was wrong with the judicial system. It was, you have to work the system. The system
Mhm,
works. There's nothing
mhm,
wrong. We believe we can back the blue in the system,
mhm.
the system, the system, the system. And then January 6th happens and you start beating the blues ass. And now
Right.
all of a sudden it's, those cops are liars. Those cops are
oh
all
So
yeah. Back the
liars.
I
blue.
have a
Yeah,
question for the group. Do you think that he's going to pardon Diddy?
no,
You
He
No.
don't
said
think
that was
so?
his homeboy on
that could be
whatchamacallit.
my. I could
Maybe
tell
he's
you
on
that's
one
my
of those
homeboy.
tapes.
Well, he's supposed to be, what is he? DOE 196 or 96 or whatever in the Epstein files.
I
Have
was
y'all
like,
Right.
seen
yeah,
that?
he was Epstein's best friend.
Right.
But
That
he
came
didn't
out
know
his
Epstein,
best
so he
friend.
told us.
Yeah, he said he
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
didn't
know.
really know
despite
He
all
knows
the
he
anything.
didn't.
pictures that they took. Yeah,
But here's
DEO
the thing.
174 is
Same thing
Donald
Here's
with
the
Trump
thing.
Diddy. He was
DEO
at so
174.
Diddy parties. You can pull up about 30, 40 pictures of him with Diddy.
Right. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter to the base and the folks who put him back in
Right.
power.
No, I know. I just wanted to know for my own purposes if
I
I
he's
don't
going
think
think
he
that
to
will.
pardon him.
if a video does come up and he's getting pegged by
They're
I
going to
don't
say it's
TMZ.
know.
fake. They're
They're
going to
gonna
say it's
say it's
fake.
fake
Mhm.
news. They're
They're
He
gonna
going to
does
say
not
it's not
want
real.
Fake news.
he doesn't want to be seen partying a rapper. Honestly, he doesn't want to be seen
now
who's
He pardoned Kodak Black and
he
Lil
did
Wayne.
and Lil
Right.
Wayne.
right, but
Right.
supposedly
But
he's a sex
again,
offender. He's a sex creep, and
yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He's a black sex creep. He
but
Hmm.
wouldn't pardon
once
Bill
again,
Cosby either.
well, you don't
We'll
have to.
see.
Bill's free. The pudding is flowing free. Um,
No, I
I
don't want
think that I think that we
talking about pigging
As black people, but also we as Americans, we I
by
feel like we
default.
do have that right by default. I think we do have that right not to give a shit. I think we should. I'm glad that no, let's not say mostly, predominantly black women are just saying, please don't come fuck with us. Just
Mhm.
We just want to
leave
be
us
left
alone.
alone. We
Leave us
don't
alone.
care. We're not going to march with you anymore. We're
Yeah.
done.
Um,
And leave us alone.
like the women, like this women's march that they talking about. Well, we'll do it on the 18th of January.
No,
Somebody said, well,
Right.
why not do it
Not
on the
doing it.
20th or the 21st?
no,
Not
no.
If you
gonna do it.
if you're
1,000
going
points of
to
light.
right, if you're going to do it, do it when the shit is there so he knows that you exist. Well, no, you're not gonna do it because he had already said, I will use the military
Right. There's
to
gonna be no
take out.
protests allowed.
Yeah, protesting is not even. It's not
On
gonna be
top of
worth
the
it.
fact that why would we purposely put ourselves to be shot at? Because if we're going to be in that march with y'all and they want to show
They're gonna
force,
shoot us.
they're going to shoot
Yeah.
us. And then they're going to go,
No.
see. So no,
Let
thank you.
them
I'm good.
let them
No, no,
let
no.
them blue bracelet white women go ahead on out there and get shot up.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because
So with
I ain't doing it. Get
but
somebody else to do it.
also
I ain't doing it.
It's above
also
me now.
do we and I've already done it, and I've already said it. Anybody who come and talk top shit. Now, this happened to me this past week. I said, what made this older white man feel comfortable to come talk about this shit with Trump and Harris? Beyond me. I'm in Whataburger. All I wanted was my patty melt. That's all. I wasn't here
You
to
go
talk with you.
inside?
Yeah, I go inside.
Oh
Um,
no, drive through for me.
and the black women who were there, they saw me and they were like, I don't know why they talk. Why are you talking about that? That man don't want to talk to him about that. Matter of fact, Donald Trump might be going to jail. He might run the country from jail. And I wanted to say something, but he didn't hear. So I said, no, let him say his piece because he brought up the whole thing about, oh man, Trump really whooped up on Harris, huh? And I'm like, mm-hmm. Oh, did you hear about the woman? And I'm like, no. Well, the woman in Illinois who was talking about losing resources because they're giving it all to the illegal immigrants. You see, that's the problem. The illegal immigrants are what's killing our economy. And you
Here we
know who's
go.
making all the money? And I'm like, I wanted to say white men. No, those Indians. And I just went, mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll see what 4 years bring us. And
Not
Indian
I
with a
just
dot or Indian with a feather?
red dot, not feather. So
Mm.
I'm not
I just
co-signing
I
to
just
this. Nope. Right.
nope.
It's that
I just
thing they
I
do.
moved. I was like, we'll see in 4 years.
Right.
And I wanted to say, hopefully there's health insurance to keep you because you don't look very healthy.
Mm,
Neither one of us because we had Whataburger, but Whataburger's delicious.
Rhea,
Mm,
yes.
1866 what?
347-2423.
it
Thank you.
doesn't work on
You're
white
welcome.
folks, but
Bullshit.
th- there
Because
is
I
a
know a couple
comfort.
motherfuckers with Australian accents. I'm
Yes.
calling.
Um, there is a comfort, and this comfort even gotten crazier with a lot of young black students getting this. You've been chosen to report to this plantation. You're in
Yes.
class
Yes, that's
E.
crazy.
On
You're in
down to
group
middle
C.
school. I'm not saying that high
Down to
school
middle
and
school.
college
Wow.
makes it okay, but these are babies. Babies. These middle school kids are
and
Wow.
and what gets me, and this is why I say y'all are destructive losers, but y'all are horrible ass winners. You got what you wanted, but you are emboldened now to start acting stupid. So,
Mhm.
again, please, if you lack any melanation and you feel like because Trump won, you're in this euphoric state to be a dumb fuck, listen to my voice, look at my face, heed the words that are coming out of my big black lips. If you fuck around, you shall find out.
Mhm.
You need to calm your nerves, take your little funky ass win, go back to your trailer park, bang your sister, and everything is copacetic. We
Not
don't
bang
have
your
time
sister.
for this. We don't care about you because you don't care about us.
I,
As the woman said, if you don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. Rare said it for our
Right.
I
If
want
you
podcast.
to
don't
say,
fuck with us, we don't fuck with you.
I want to say for
And there it
Helene,
is.
for Helene, Helene. So the first time Trump won, I was working at the same company Helene works at, and it was the day after the election, and he had won. And we had two people visiting from headquarters. The dynamic duo, Tom and Doubles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And my my dumbass manager calls us all together, and we're all there, and it's just a sea of black and brown faces. There's no white people there, okay, except for those two guys from corporate. And my dumbass manager goes, "Yeah, so we had an election last night. You know, some people are happy, some people are sad. But if you look at it, and literally the two whitest men I have met in my life were like, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. It's these
We're
idiots,
not gonna let you finish.
right? We're like the two whitest men. We're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But it is exactly what Anthony says. Keep your euphoria to yourself. You got what you wanted. We'll see how that plays out. But you know what? You see the way I look. Do you really, really, really think walking up to me to justify what you know is deep in your heart is your racist choice? Because why are you seeking out people of color to validate what you did? You should feel good about it without
Right.
needing to say something to us.
Say it with
You
your whole
stood in it,
chest.
stand in it. Don't use us to get rid of that guilt, that little oily sheen of guilt you feel. No, no, no.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
no, no. Good on you. I'm going to deal with your choices and my choices. You go deal with yours. Because that's the difference. You don't
That
have to deal with my choices. I got
right.
to deal with yours.
And the thing is, I will say this, and then we got to put a pin. I know it's so much more we can talk about, and I think we're gonna talk about this just a little bit more probably next episode. But um, it's something it's been in my head. I was trying to find the right words to say it, but I'm gonna just do it like this: to the 74 plus million who voted for this man to take over this country once again, you have made your bed, you shall lie in it. To the
Alone. Because that is the first
alone.
question I'm asking you niggas when I meet you on the street. Who did you vote for? Because you ain't getting in my drawers.
I have to give props to Roy Wood. Roy Wood said it perfectly on Bomani Jones's podcast. Black folks should be allowed to, when you look at a white person, you got to say, you voted for him, didn't you? You voted for him. Coax them out to say that they voted for Trump so you know exactly who not to mess with, but it was comedy. To the 70 million, which we are included, I know it's hard. I know this is shit. I know we want to kick, scream, curse, punch, find the closest MAGA, shake the shit out of them and say what was going through your head. But this is where we say goodnight, Irene. And as the great MF Doom would say, sometimes you got to cut people off like a light switch. And yes, sorry, Bill Maher, we're not playing this. Well, we got to work and talk with them. We talk to them. We've had multiple conversations with them. We try to make them understand this shit is over. We don't have time to have these conversations anymore. They didn't want to hear it. They're hard-headed and they're not stupid. They're just indoctrinated, and it is very hard to reprogram something that's already set and just faulty as fuck. This is what they wanted. This was not about the economy. That's bullshit. Because the economy, we after COVID, America had the best damn economy. I
This
want
is
to say
about white
comedy, but we kind
fright.
of do.
It's white
Right.
Exactly.
fright.
This was
Exactly
white
what it is.
grievance. This was I have an issue with people who don't look like me. This
Hmm.
was white fear. This was I need to get as close to whiteness as I can.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
white proximity.
It was
This was
also
also
Master's response to the uprising that happened during the protests and the changes that came
Yep.
afterwards.
Hmm.
This was not on
again,
my plantation. No, 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 no.
and to the black folks who said I'm voting for Trump, please keep in mind this man said police should get qualified immunity, which basically means knock a
Hmm.
nigga upside his head and you go about your business. Oh no, 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 no,
Right.
no. Why would
Yep.
I knock you upside the head when I can just shoot you
I can
instead?
just kill you.
You
Trust.
I can just
Trust and
kill you.
believe.
That
They will
right
Now that
there.
I
test you.
have found that goddamn website where you can look up if people have voted,
Hmm.
the next time some cop knocks some nigga upside the head, the first thing I'm gonna do is figure out what county that motherfucker lives in and look him up. And if it shows and I can find out that you voted for Trump, nigga, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Right.
So again, the bed is made. Enjoy lying in it alone. For black folks, I know this is hard, especially for black women. I know this is going to be a hard road to travel. But for us, myself included, for black men, I don't give a damn. Be there for black women, please. Do as much as possible to protect them with every fiber of your fucking being. Trust me on this. We are about to get tested in ways we didn't think. Well, no, in ways our ancestors did, but I think now with the way things are rolling, it could be even crazier. So
Mhm.
With that,
please, by all means,
but with that advice, that
protect them.
includes your behavior towards black women. Please do
Yes.
not don't become a predator. Eat like pull that shit back. We don't need to fend off the world and fend you off too.
And I
Be
also want to
kind.
add to the Ligga Bigga Tiggers,
Yeah.
the ones who said trans for Trump and gay for Vance.
Wait, what?
What?
I'm
Oh, y'all
sorry,
didn't see
what?
those? Nah.
No.
Oh no, there was some. There was some.
Wow. I mean, the only one I know of publicly is Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, you know what?
As for that mud duck,
The trans community wants anyone to take from
nothing to
her.
do with her.
Not a damn thing.
But again, I'm gonna have to say it to black, gay, lesbian, and trans and bi. Y'all are protected. And this is why I say, black men, we gotta drop the bullshit, man. We have to. We have to. We have to drop this masculine bullshit and looking at our gay, bi, trans, and lesbian, our people. They are our people regardless.
Right. They're
We
black first.
must, they're black first.
Yes.
They're the ones
Yes.
that when we were getting our heads busted in, jumped in the front lines and said, to hell with that. We ready to fight.
Hmm.
They were there more than our black asses were. We must protect them. I
Right.
don't give a damn how Christian you feel and call it a fucking sin. They are our brothers and sisters. They are our children. We must protect them. I don't give a damn how much religion or religified or the church says or the Lord says. This is the one
That
time I say
yeah,
my
that's
arms.
built on the love of white man
I,
anyway.
this is the one time I say my arms will be long enough to hotbox with God. I am not a fan and I will not condone any bullshit towards any one of our black ligga bigga tigger brothers and sisters. I am sorry. We are not playing these games no more. The fuck shit is over. It's over. It is
Mhm.
time for us to truly wake up. It is time for us to truly stand 10 toes down, and we must stand on business because, and whether you like it or not, to the Candace Owenses, to the Larry Elders, to the Hodge twins, it's a nice and hearty fuck you and good luck because the doors of this church are closed.
Hmm.
When you're going to have your true nigga wake up call, because it seems like the ones y'all been having haven't been working.
Right.
Good luck. And I mean that. Good luck.
Good night and good luck.
Good
We
luck on
got
the
to take care of
revivigo.
us and our own. That is it. It is not being ugly. It is not being disrespectful because at the end of the day, what y'all did in this election showed that y'all have no respect for us as people. Period.
Hmm.
You
You
have
Period.
sold
no
the people
respect
out.
for you sold them out. To the white women who voted for Trump, you're pissed on women in general. I get it.
Hmm.
You want to sit to white next to white power, to the power structure. That I get it. The supremacy looks good on you, except for that little area between your chin and your chest. Stay out the sun.
The décolletage?
The decolletage, it
Yeah.
looks more like a destruction area. I get it. So you
Glenn,
did what you
close that
did,
man.
white men. Hey, whatever.
You you did exactly what we expected you to do.
Right, like who's
Exactly. Even when
surprised?
we thought you were going to come into the fold and say, you know what? My body is important to me. My daughter, my granddaughters, daughters who will come from from my
Have you
bloodline
seen
is
those
important to
dudes
me.
standing out there or with the videos, the your body, my choice?
Body, my choice.
Yep.
Oh,
You
Wow.
belong, women,
speaking
you belong
speaking of
to
them,
us.
Nick Fuentes, you a pussy. I don't know why you blurred your house. Your address is everywhere. You thought because Trump won, you could start telling these some of these women, your body, my choice, and to all you incels who are rolling with
Fuentes.
this, yeah,
You know
it's
what I
yeah.
say to that? One
you,
eight six
you,
six 347 2423.
okay. He
The call is free
literally
and
looks,
anonymous, right?
Yes.
he, he literally looks like a WB villain.
Yeah, like he
He
should
does.
be on one of
He
those
literally
shows.
does. And here's the thing that I want
But
to warn
again,
people about. We joke about incels. We make jokes. We joke, oh, incel, incel. Incels are terrifying because the vast majority of them believe that they have the right to have sex with women by force,
Right.
coercion,
right.
by does not matter. So every one of these groups that has been laying on the outside lines, just waiting and hoping that their time would come again, because this time around they knew they could go bigger, badder, and harder. Everything you didn't like about his reign, his 4 year terror reign before, it will only get worse because, like Anthony said, he learned from his mistakes. He's
Mm-hmm.
a Trump 2.0. He will make it worse. Hate crimes will go up. All of these terrible, awful things that will happen. And go ahead and hold your cup and clutch your pearls and keep saying, thank goodness, there, but for the grace of God go I, until it's you. Until it's you, because they don't have to grab you and deport you to hurt you. They can strip you of your social security. They can strip you of your food stamps. They can strip you of your any assistance that you have. They
Mm-hmm.
can strip you of your elder care. They can take away health insurance, federally funded health insurance. They don't care. For God's sakes, Robert Kennedy Jr. is supposed to take the fluoride out of the water. They're so excited to ruin you, and they will. And you know why? Because once again, there is no Santa list for Trump voters. He doesn't care. He doesn't remember you. He will use you to feed the machine, and the machine is him and his compatriots.
And
Mm-hmm.
one more thing. To the last person I would love to address, I know it's never going to be heard by them. It would be nice. But to Madam Vice President Kamala D. Harris, I want to say thank you.
Yes.
I want to
You
say
ran a
thank you.
wonderful campaign. Thank
I
you.
thought you ran a damn good campaign in such a short time. You showed us how to get the work done.
We had
You
hope
showed
again.
us, huh?
We had hope again.
Yes. You showed us how hard work, dedication, and motivation could move mountains, but
She
you also
showed
showed us what grace looks like.
she
Yes.
also showed
And with that,
real political prowess. When she sat down with Liz Cheney, a lot of people had issues with that. And I didn't. You know why? Because to get a job done, you must work with the opposition. You
right.
must come to common ground. She was going to usher back in a time when laws could get actually passed because she was going to usher in bipartisanship. And that is really what pissed off Republicans. But anyway.
Right.
And I really hope that when you look back at all of this, that you can literally know that you are a true inspiration, not only to black girls, but also to black boys, just to black people, period.
Mm-hmm.
Just to those to say, you know what? Fuck a glass ceiling, fuck a
Right.
glass cliff. We gonna do what we gotta do to make things right for us, as well as, again, black people are more patriotic than the white folks that so say founded.
Mm-hmm.
How to keep America functioning. To those who doubted her, hey, it is what it is. To those who said, well, she'd have just kept patriarchy going. Oh, she would have been, genocide Kamala or some goofy shit.
I am so sick of
I
boutique
really
rulers.
hope
Sick of them.
y'all pay attention and pay attention well. Don't get comfortable in your bullshit. Stick with that energy and pay attention to what the decisions you've made just may bring.
I think
And
we're
I
all.
want to say just may bring because I don't want to make it a finite situation. I really do want to have some optimism, but my realism kicks in. And I know this fucker who is about to take over is going to do everything he can to turn America into a failed, bankrupt business
Mm-hmm.
because that's what he's good at.
And
Yep.
oligarchy. He is so
So,
envious of dictators. So envious.
so to Vice President Harris, again, thank you. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your service. I mean, I don't know. You are a much better human being and a much better woman and a much better person than many of us because the first time our blackness would have been tested, the first time we'd have been called stupid, the first time we'd have been called outside of our name that our mamas put on our birth certificates, hands would be thrown.
Mm-hmm.
You are a woman of grace. You are a
Mhm.
woman of intelligence. You are a woman of inspiration. You are a woman
Integrity.
of integrity. And I respect and love that about you. And I truly hope this is not the only time we see you try to run for presidency. I am not
I
about
hope. I hope she tries again.
I
I
would
really
love to
do.
see her show up in 2028 with a vengeance.
Her and
It's
Gavin
not.
Newsom.
Newsom's
That
gonna
would be a
run.
great ticket.
What?
Oh,
Oh, he's gonna
Newsom's
run his
gonna
own
run.
ticket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Newsom's
He's
gonna
not going to
try
run
and
as a
run.
vice president
He's
to
gonna run.
anybody.
No,
He is not vice president material. I hate to say it like that,
no,
but
he
Well,
his
he's
ego
good.
and
He's good looking enough to win.
yeah,
and
he's a Kennedy.
he's
He's a
Yeah.
incredibly
Kennedy.
Yeah.
intelligent. He is a good orator. He's really good. Oh, he took your governor down in a debate when the governors did the
Yeah,
debate.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
with
He
DeSantis.
shit,
I'm
he
happy
shit
about
all
that.
over
But
DeSantis.
again, if
DeSantis
he
is a piece of
does,
shit.
Yes, he
my
is.
thing is, I still just want to say to Vice President Harris, thank you.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if this will ever get to her. I just want her to know that we believed and we continue to believe in what you brought and what you did.
I
Mm-hmm.
changed my
And we
mind
thank you
about her.
for it.
I changed my
Yeah.
mind completely about her. And not
A
because
lot of
you guys
folks,
told me to, but because I really started to look at the things that you guys pointed out, the facts
yeah, I
to
mean,
actually pay attention to.
yeah, look, no one is perfect. Although MAGA thinks Trump is perfect, even though the evangelicals are like, well, he sins, but oh my God. No, y'all think he's Jesus Christ with a bad wig. She did for me the impossible. And to see the slings and arrows that she took and had to dodge and had to find ways to get through them, even with us, even when the FBAs and the ADOSs, man, you ain't black, you Indian. And you simple Negroes were mad because of reparations. Here's a news flash. You're never gonna get it. You're never
It's
gonna get it.
but it's
Never
that
gonna get it. Never
boutique
gonna get
crap.
it. Never
It's
gonna
that
Yeah,
get it.
it's the
Never
boutique.
boutique
can.
It's
issue.
right. It's the that I'm like, are you kidding? This is why Republicans win every time because they do not do this. They have learned
They
how to
fall in line.
align. They fall in line. They align with each other. We are all sitting over here going, "Oh, I'm an individual. I'm one person." So, if that person who could change my life and is fighting against someone who could ruin my life doesn't vote exactly the way I want or see things exactly the way I want, then I'm just either not going to vote or I'm going to vote for someone else or I'm going to vote for the opposition.
Yeah.
We do it to ourselves every single time. We do this. And that is the other thing
Well,
I wish would come out of this. Democrats. I'm not a Democrat. Democrats.
Get y'all shit together.
I jumped off the ticket this time around. Voted, of course, for Harris, but I jumped off the ticket because we refuse to learn any lessons. We keep
Hmm.
thinking that this elitist title that we have makes us immune to suffering the losses that we lose until we have to suffer the
Right.
losses that we lose. Who cares?
Well,
Nobody cares. The coastal elite is a coast with 50 states. The majority of people in this country feel ostracized and hated by us and looked down upon. This situation right here is not just racism, and look at me. It's not just racism that caused this. Our absolute inability to not move forward with hubris, our inability to be humble for a moment and go, okay, let me look at what I lost. I ignore the majority of this country. Let me go change that. Let me go over time because they're not going to accept right away. I'm not saying be a moderate. And believe me, I'm all for crazy rights. But for jeez freaking sake, know people in the heartland. Know them until we can learn to appreciate and love those who are not like us, meaning the opposition, they will continue to win. And when I say love, I mean love them with Jesus in your heart.
well,
No.
okay. And I want to. This is my last thing. We got to move on because it's time for the Hurt Tip Corner. Um,
Shit, the whole show been a hurt up
Hurt Tip
corner.
Corner. So we threw Hurt Tip Corner out. None for this week. We will move it to next week.
That is totally
Um,
fine.
I do want to say if for the one of the things that had always irked me about this whole political run, this run this time when it came to Vice President Harris was the willful ignorance of not getting to know her and using the excuse of we don't know her and we don't know
Right.
what her policies were, where she literally said, hey, if you want to be a first time homeowner, $25,000 towards the purchase of
I
your
can't
house.
believe people voted against that. I
If
really
you
can't.
if
I was looking forward to that.
Do you know
if
why
I was.
people voted against it? The same reason that those same people voted against student loan forgiveness,
Yeah,
because they figure if I had to go through it, you got to go
you
through
got to
it. And
go
if I
through
Yeah,
it.
didn't have it, you can't have it.
that's
Even though
true.
we have told them repeatedly that student loan forgiveness is them not forgiving you the entirety of your student loan, but looking at those that are loaning people these predatory loans and making them, oh, I've made my payments and I'm still just paying off interest and I haven't even started my loan and I've been doing this shit for 15 years.
Hmm.
No,
It's
it's
the evil
I
of
didn't do it.
jealousy.
I
Yep.
didn't get it. So
Mhm.
why should you get it? Why should
Right.
you do it?
It's all about
It's the
Well,
evil
self.
of jealousy. It is,
Yep.
it's that right there. It's why
It's
hazing
hateration in
continues.
this damn.
Even
Right.
though half the
yep.
motherfuckers that say that shit were buying houses when they were $300,000 goddamn cheaper
Right.
Hmm.
off of a one income family and could still afford a
Mhm.
house, but
Right.
just don't buy avocado toast and you can get the house you want, apparently.
Right. Right.
Well, here's the deal. Um, Make sure you put you check, look at all the prices you're paying for now, and then within 2 years, see if it's gotten better.
Hmm.
And if it hasn't gotten better, you have no one to blame but
No,
yourself.
they're going to blame Biden.
Mm-mm.
They're going to blame
And
Biden.
I
This
know. I was
country
trying to
isn't
end
going to
it
be
on
this
that note,
country the
but I
way it is
guess
2 years from now. The way it is right
Yeah.
now is not how this country is going to be 2 years from now. I am
which is
sorry.
why I said
This is,
keep a
I
note.
right now, I'm
Keep
not leaving. I thought I would. I thought I'd be sad. I mean, I'm sad and whatever. But you know what? Now I'm curious. I will be taking care of me and learning skills and things to take care of my people. And
that
I'm
is
just gonna
something
watch this
we
place
need to do.
burn. Just burn.
We'll
Well,
check back in 2 years.
we're on year 248. We only have two
Exactly.
more for the implosion to happen. So
There it is.
let's sit
Let's
back
see
and
what
watch it.
happens. So we are now gonna put a pin in it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I feel a little lighter. I feel like we got a lot
We
off. I
got a
know
lot
we got
off our chest
yeah.
because I've been biting my tongue all week at work.
So again, if
Me
I
too.
will say this, I should have said it at the beginning. If you or anyone who watches this or anyone you love who watch this feel offended by anything that we've said throughout this podcast, tough titty. It's
Suck my
our
dick,
that's our
If
bitch.
you don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you.
That
and with
part.
that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to try to end this on a much lighter note because it is time for the question of the week given to
Yes.
us lovingly by Miss Aria Sunshine.
All
What you
right.
got?
So the question this week is, what's something you wished our families did more of? A, eat at the dinner table. B, talk about their feelings. Aw.
Mm,
C, go to therapy. Or D, exercise. And I'm going to start with the African American
Oh,
princess.
oh, good. See, see,
Go to
see.
therapy.
Yeah, because all the other shit would happen.
That's, you're right. You're right.
Say the
Okay.
question again. I was talking to my child. I'm sorry.
What's something you wish our families did more of? A, eat at the dinner table. B, talk about their feelings. C, go to therapy. Or D, exercise. What say you, Helene?
Um, call 1-866-347-2423.
that equals C.
No, I would say mine would be is B, talk about your feelings?
Yes.
Yeah, B. Because we ate together all the time. That's why we ended up all getting fat. So we ate. We didn't have a problem with fucking eating, and we actually used to exercise quite a bit. Like we was always out the house, but
Hmm.
Hmm.
nah, I would say B, talk about, because I think if we had talked about them more, it wouldn't be the need later for therapy. Like it would have
That's
gotten
true.
out.
True.
So it
That's
was
true.
like
Yeah.
preemptive therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't have the tools in order to help the other person and yourself work through
Some of
whatever
the
issue you
traumas.
have.
Yeah.
Right. Just talking about your feelings
But if
doesn't.
but if
Well,
you were able to say how you felt to certain people, I think that would alleviate a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I equate B and C with each other, honestly,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
that's
okay.
true.
it's
What say
cyclical.
you, Anthony?
866, whatever the number
Eight,
is,
six,
call
seven,
him and
five,
Three
three,
four
wish
oh,
him.
seven two four
nine.
two three.
No, because I wanted to do it like Empire. You know, the
Oh,
800 588 300 Empire. And
Empire.
today. But no,
Oh,
Call
yeah,
eight
oh, I was
six
thinking
I
six
think
three
Empire
four
the
B.
seven
show.
two four two
No,
three.
girl. I think
Oh,
B. I agree. B
small
would
it.
probably alleviate C.
Talk about the feelings.
Talk about
Yeah.
feelings, yeah. Because I mean, we hold a lot in. We bottle a lot in. I think if we were a
And
little more free to say how we feel, we'd be
I
a
just want
lot
to
better.
let you I just want to let you all know we only have like 3 or 4 questions left of the pod. So if you have any questions, please submit them so that we can
Yes,
read
if
them
you
on
have a
air.
question for us in the comments, write them in the comments. We'll answer it. And if
Yes.
you want to do it
Oh,
as
you know
multiple
what?
choice, put your A, B, C, and D. Only 4 choices.
MFK, FMK. I
Yeah, we
am
can bring
Okay.
that
interested to
back.
know FMK
You been
with
drinking too, bitch?
three of
Yeah, she been
us.
drinking. She
I'd
high.
love to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they did an FMK
Okay,
No,
with three,
no,
oh,
let's hold out on that because no, they're
that
gonna
can
think
get
we're
kind of
soliciting. And
yeah.
plus, when Trump comes in, they're gonna get rid of all kind of sexual content anyway. So
no,
don't
they're
even worry
not.
about that.
Oh, they're
Well,
not. You
no, they
just got to
won't. I
pay a
know, I
shit
know.
ton of money.
But we'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, we really want to thank y'all for sticking with us, watching this episode. I feel we got a lot off our chest. It got heavy, but
Mm.
if you stuck through the whole episode, thank you so much. Please, y'all, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If this is the first time you're watching, you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. It only takes a second. Blue thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm so you don't have to hear so much craziness, maybe not even hear anything about Candace Owens. Hit that blue thumbs up, and there's a little bell. You hit that bell and then click the little carrot that points down. to give you a drop menu and hit all. So when new episodes of Talking Ish drop, it will notify you on your phone and you could sit and watch and hear us talk our shit. And make sure you share it. Please share it with your
Yes.
friends, share it with family, share it with the
Sharing is
ones you
caring.
love. Your sharing is caring. And share it with the people you loathe. If you can't stand their ass and we're talking about people that you can't stand, let us be your mouthpiece so they know exactly how much you can't stand them. Okay? Got it? Good. All right, y'all. We got to wrap it up. So, for that beautiful rare sunshine, Miss Araya Anderson.
Pretty.
Yeah.
For Coretta with the Beretta, Miss Elaine Terragano.
Gang, gang.
Bang, bang. And for the African American princess, the priestess of beige rage, the slightly annoyed mixed chick, Miss Britt Williams, I am Anthony Sterling saying Avita Zane, goodbye, adios,
Adios.
and to America, good luck. Until next time, if there is a next time, bye.
Bye.
1-866-347-2423.